perfect, but it's like the things that are good are so good that it makes me overlook some of the issues, even in the original trilogy. You are not. Yeah, I wonder what is going on with our stream. AC, you on it?
Oh, we're live. Yeah.
I
It's
don't
the curse
see
of the Irish.
I know. It's St. Patty's Day. They don't want us getting our Lucky Charms.
Yeah, I just had to make
Nobody touches me Lucky Charms.
But yeah, we'll just roll with the punches. Worst case scenario, we'll redirect. But yeah, just keep going. I'll update as we go.
Brian says, yes, you're live. By the way.
Demon Beavers.
Why can't I see it? I'm so confused.
Yeah,
no, it just came on.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It just came on.
Doesn't look like it for me. Anyway, that's just fine. Anyway, welcome to the Iron Seas.
Brian came and cleared the Demon Beavers out.
There's 7. There's 7 waiting though. I'll give them the new link.
Very strong Demon Beavers, yes. I'm excited for his fourth.
You know how back and forth one of my characters I went trying to determine if I should make him a beaver or keep him as a platypus.
I remember you having that dilemma. You're like, oh man, I keep on adding all these characters, and I think Otter still might be my favorite though, just because he was such a pompous little shithead, basically.
We can worry about that later. Just wanted you to know, McCoppin, the battle was real, all because of Demon Beavers.
Demon Beavers, coming to you soon, live.
In record.
Oh, hey, there it is. I just the other link wasn't working. That's weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
I'm on it. I'm cleaning it up. Just you guys just keep going.
Big, beautiful stream. We're cleaning it up. Man, I love when we have tech issues. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm just out of my game, but like just even having my mic over here attached to a bicycle is distracting for some reason. But who was able to watch the movie again before this? I watch it fairly often, probably once or twice a year. So, yeah, no, I wasn't.
Jurassic Park, yeah, it's pretty common for me to watch it.
And like when I everybody always talks about like what's the best Steven Spielberg movie? For me, this is it. Jurassic Park is. There are really good movies, but for all the things that it does well, it can be entertaining and loved at every level. Casually,
that's fair.
As somebody who enjoys movies, as somebody who enjoys Spielberg, and as somebody who wants something deeper, it's all there. You can enjoy it at every single level. You could even get into like the whole parenting thing. Like if you said this movie was about parenting, becoming a parent, you're not wrong. You are absolutely correct. Like Daniel, I'm sure you saw all that. I'm like, yeah. Why does the dino picture look like an ultrasound? I have lots of questions. And then Alan Grant being so reluctant to it have anything to do with kids, and he ends up being their salvation. And in a sense, they become his by the end as well. And I think that's a beautiful way to view parenthood in some ways. But yeah. Fair. So what about you guys?
Oh, dude, I just like the movie as a whole. One of my favorite arguments is where the Sadler is just sitting there with Hammond, and he's eating all the ice cream because the freezers are down. And he's like, well, next time we can do this. We can fix this. And she's like, you've never had control. It's all an illusion. Like that whole section right there is very deep, intimate thought of somebody who's been hit with reality.
It's also a good example. Like that's if you can make a like two people sitting down having a conversation over melting ice cream, a very captivating scene. That comes down to writing, cinematography, even the soft music in the background. Everything about it is just it's so smart. I'm like, if in the best movies of all time, the conversations are usually the better parts.
Hey,
we need to clone a Kahunasaurus Rex.
Yes, Hunter. Actually, no, I don't think the world can handle it. But
hello, Edge.
So, has anybody here actually read the books?
Yes, I've read both.
How does the movie differ from the books?
Wildly. Why?
Yeah, dramatically.
In a good or a bad way? Because I've never read the books.
In a different
I know
way.
I'm a
There are
I'm a
there are a
blasphemous.
couple of camps on that one. Some people think that the film differs dramatically poorly from the book. Some people think that it, differs and actually fills things in and makes it more fun.
I have a list here.
Yeah, no, there's some big differences. AC, hit us with the list. I'll do the synopsis here in a second.
Okay, so some inconsistencies. John Hammond, book, greedy, arrogant capitalist who flails in denial and dies pathetically. So that was this is one that some people argue is a positive change because the actor really makes Hammond awesome. Like,
yeah, you
So
can love him
basically
when he's on
the
screen. Yeah.
the rich engine nephew in the second one was supposed to be Hammond in the first one.
No, Hammond was almost like an evil Walt Disney.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this kind of a maniac, really, in the book. Like,
Mhm.
very, very wealthy, as arrogant in the movie, if not more, but also none of the love for people and what he was doing that he had,
Right.
that he possessed in the movie. It's like the movie. I let my kids watch the movie. I don't. I would be hesitant to let them read the book. It's such a different vibe entirely. And if anything, any of the horror elements of the story are way less in the movies. Like, significant, like the opening scene from, was it the first one or the second one, Daniel, with the crib? Do you remember which one it was? That whole scene,
I
that's one
believe
of the
that was
hardest.
the second one.
I think so too. That was one of the hardest openings of a book I've ever read. That was rough, brother. I'm like, I am glad they did not show us this in the movie. That would have been horrifying. Anyway.
Oh, but
Well,
yeah,
I mean, they're prehistoric animals. The whole concept, the thematic behind the original story, not so much the continuance, but the whole purpose was what goes wrong when you play God.
Yes, and I'm glad everything goes wrong. It's played a little bit differently in the movie, but it's still kind of a similar conclusion. Like, yep, well, we're gonna leave this be. Gonna leave this be. And if the first movie and first book are so different, which they are, the second movie is an entirely different thing. Like, it's the first movie and first book resemble, they have the bones of the similar, if not same story. The second one, I don't know what happened. It's completely off the rails. I enjoy them both. But yeah, no, they had, like, the second book has camouflage dinosaurs, like, with chameleon skin, and it's freaky.
yeah.
And it's
If
like
you're gonna
all
go
the
there, man,
dinosaurs. Like, the end of
Yeah.
the second movie, it's like life will find a way, and it's triumphant and great. And then the end of the second book, it's like they're all dying. Well, science is horrible, and I can't believe anybody made it out alive. It's like
yeah.
such a different vibe, and the feel of both is so different. It's like the Dilophosaurus in the book is not like a Great Dane sized dinosaur. It's like 16 feet tall. That changes.
Sorry to interrupt, but John A. Douglas has a specific demand that he's demanding in chat. Feed Riley to the dinosaur.
That's not really Daniel. That's an AI approximation of Daniel. Don't worry about it. Okay, John.
I don't exist.
Like, I don't Oh man, but AC, what about you, man? Has Xander seen these movies?
Yeah, we actually ended up watching it 3 times because he fell asleep 2 times, and he still hasn't seen the whole thing. He always falls asleep before the scary parts. He always sees the interesting parts. I think the scariest part he saw was when they feed the raptors. So, obviously you don't see anything. They just lower something in, a bunch of scary noises happen, and they raise the broken thing out.
It was something to save money in the budget, but it also was more effective. It let your imagination, like, the sound effects were so gruesome in that scene.
That was also the rumor of Samuel L. Jackson's character. They were supposed to film his death, but because of the hurricane, they postponed him coming back, and so according to the rumor, I can't confirm this, is they just used the prop, which made it way more intense than watching him die.
They have games that simulate like from his perspective, trying to like you play the game and you're
Hey,
in there
Anthony.
trying to hide from the it's like it's horrible. It's horrible. Anthony Rodonelli. It's me, Rondo. I don't know why I said Rondo like that. That's a catastrophe of language. Also, Herman, what do you mean open Daniel? Is that a request or
No, that's
open?
that's
Yeah.
my AI.
Yes. It's like you ask him a question. It's like, can you trust the government? No, automatically, just right there. I kind of wish I could be there. I've read the book. Yeah, well, John, I know you have a crazy work schedule, but if you have time, I'll let you hop on, man. Just let me know. But yeah, so who here has read the books? Daniel, you've read the books. AC, did you read the books?
A little. I've checked them out. I haven't like read them, but I've
like Michael Crichton has such a way of he makes these bigger scientific ideas so digestible. It makes you feel smart when you read them. At least that's how I interpret Daniel G.
Yeah. One of the before you do the synopsis, let me just fire off all these differences quick.
Yes.
In the book, Ian Malcolm dies. Dr. Henry Wu is naive and killed by raptors while trying to help. In the movie, he survives and leaves the island. Dr. Muldoon in the book survives. In the movie, has the clever girl death. You know, he's like, oh, clever girl.
And because of this movie, that shotgun became almost unaffordable.
But as Billy said, though, Robert Mundy, the guy who plays him, the only reason why he got killed off was because he was fighting cancer.
Oh yeah.
So they couldn't bring him back for the second one.
Yeah, but his death was effective because, like, it was displaying the intelligence, like, because he knew the Raptors. He was the one perhaps most aware of their capabilities out of anybody, and he still fell prey to them.
Right.
But that's all right. I mean, the guy that they got that inspired character for the second one, the one who Tranks the T-Rex, played that part perfectly well for being an off character of that character.
Also, can we just acknowledge the actors who played all of the dinosaurs? Like, they did such an incredible job.
So realistic. They just dove into the characters. So the lawyer does not die for comedic effect. I think in the book he survives longer. He's more competent. The kids, the boy is older and tech savvy, like a computer kid, and the female is dino obsessed. So they kind of gave.
Oh wait, I forgot they did that role reversal.
Yeah,
but it also led to that great, definitely didn't age poorly, hack the planet scene at the end of the movie. That was fun. I'm like, that's how networks and computers work. Yeah.
Alan Grant already likes kids and is more rugged. Ellie is a younger grad student and engaged to someone else.
That changes a lot.
Yeah, the plot and ending in the book, it's darker with mainland attacks already happening. Raptors stowing away on a supply ship.
That sounds like something they would do.
Right. An extra character dies gruesomely. A second raptor siege at the lodge. Dang. Costa Rican military napalming the island. Wow, that's very different. That's very different. And then dinosaurs. In the book, they use Stegosaurus for the sick dino scene. Okay.
Yeah.
And the raptors are even smarter in the book and even more pack oriented. T-Rex vision. The T-Rex vision explanation is different in the book.
The T-Rex vision is one of the main reasons I, at a young age, stopped trusting science. Because when I was very young, it was like Jurassic Park. It's like it had terrible vision. It could only really track movement. And then they were saying it had feathers. And then they were saying that it was like basically a giant vulture. I'm like, nothing that big is a vulture. And now they're like, oh, by the way, it not only did it not have bad vision, it might have had the best vision of any animal in the history of the planet. I'm like, I don't trust anything you say now, science. We'll just have to see.
Well, okay, so my argument with that is, one, we know absolutely nothing about the creatures. They only know this comparing what they can see from the fossils to the creatures nowadays.
It's like, how do you know about their eyesight? Well, look at the bones. Oh.
But that's one thing that drives me nuts about that new Netflix documentary. Sorry, little weird thing. Is they have all these hypo scenarios that they're trying to pass off as real when you have no idea if that's actually how that happened.
It's all just educated guessing. And, that's a great argument, Maji, but I was pooping on science, and you're not going to ruin that. So, no.
Oh, I can poop on science. I think I have a little piece of paper that says I might know a thing or two about it. It's not a grand piece of paper, but definitely a small piece of paper.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. Like, also the scene in the most recent Jurassic Park film from the river with the T-Rex, that was stolen out of the first book as well. And it makes sense because that's one of the best scenes in the entire film, obviously. Taken from the first book so many years later. But here's a question, because all three of you have written books now, especially you, Maji. Congratulations.
We're still working on getting the final one out.
No, shush. It's there.
The book is still done, so it counts.
It counts.
It counts.
Right.
It counts.
It the counts. 1, 2. Anyway, here we.
Don't make me do it again.
I'll do it
Please
again.
don't.
I imagine, like, you see a movie like this, you're like, this is the kind of how would you feel about an adaptation like this of one of your stories? Things are different, but it's received really, really well, and it becomes one of the most beloved films of all time. How do you feel about that?
I'm weird, but I only have one story. I don't, when I'm thinking of books and stuff, I don't mind off adaptations as long as they're respectful to the source material. Like Jurassic Park, this movie turned out fantastic while still saying plenty true to the original, but at the same time being different. Same with Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings has a lot more stuff added, but he went back to the way Tolkien did things and would always double check and make sure if that's how Tolkien would do things. To an extent. And this is where Daniel will totally disagree with me.
No, not totally. I understand why it was done the way it was done logistically, because it's a film and it's being produced by a company. Their purpose is to at least break even, if not turn a profit on the damn thing. But if it were me, to Kahuna's question, no. It's either going to be true to the source material or it's never going to happen.
See,
and that's
what would
probably
happen?
why I will never break out in the mainstream film.
See, what would happen, Daniel, is they would age her up, so she'd be like 16, 17. And like, say, G Sedai, for example, they would age her up. Which
should I tell him?
What was that?
I said, should I tell you?
You can tell me. Go ahead.
She is.
Oh. What?
The whole purpose of the setup from the first book is that she is dressed and made up with makeup to appear as if she is a child.
Okay. Maybe it was just because of how she acts also. I just assumed she was younger still. You got me, you son of a gun. Okay.
That's why her personality shifts in the second book and starts to solidify even more in the third one.
Yeah. Nope, it tracks now. It tracks. Oh man, that threw me off. Anyway. John,
that was the point.
Also, John brings up, one of the best scenes in the book is when they realize the computer isn't counting the total number of dinos, only the expected amount. When they learn the true amount, it hits like that's a good, yeah. Creighton was he was so good at having, like, leading you down, like, you have all these branching paths of what the mystery could be, and then he'll hit you out of nowhere with a small detail that you might have just missed on the way there. But what about all of you guys? Who here has read Crichton quite a bit? I've read quite a bit of Crichton, so I'm curious.
Only a
I
little.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kahuna, before we get carried away, you should hit us with that synopsis.
All right, I'll get it ready.
Yeah, the movie.
The movie. Let me see.
On a remote island of Costa Rica, wealthy entrepreneur and bioengineering magnate John Hammond has created Jurassic Park, a revolutionary theme park featuring living, genetically engineered dinosaurs cloned from the prehistoric DNA extracted from mosquitoes preserved in amber. Before the opening to the public, Hammond invites a group of experts, a skeptical paleontologist, aka Grant, a paleobotanist, Sattler, a chaotician, mathematician, Ian Holmes, and a lawyer representing investors to tour the park and endorse its safety. He also brings along his eager young grandchildren. The visitors are awed by the sight of the Brachiosaurus, Triceratops, and other majestic creatures in their enclosures. However, the perfect park unravels during a tropical storm when disgruntled computer programmer Dennis Nedry, he sounds like a computer nerd, shuts down the entire security systems and fences to steal dinosaur embryos. This causes a catastrophic power failure, allowing the dinosaurs, including the ferocious Tyrannosaurus Rex and the intelligent Velociraptors, to escape and go on the hunt. The group must now fight for survival as they try to restore power, evade predators, escape the island, find love, become parents. It's a great time.
Heck yeah.
And that is the official synopsis.
Praise be to the gold bloom.
I heard that in his voice. That's pretty good readout. Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, no, John Hammond died of compies in the book, which is much worse than him just sadly admitting his failure and the failure of the attempt to play God in the movie. I think that's more profound, to have to live with your failure rather than simply die because of it. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that change?
I played Ark Survival. Dying by a pack of compies suck.
You died to compies? That's basically just a two-legged iguana. How embarrassing.
Low level stuff. Noob.
It's all low level, but when you're going up against 100 of them, it's not really 100 of them, but when you're going up against a pack of them, yeah, it kind of sucks.
This is like one of those weird prompts. It's like, would you rather face one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Right.
Duck-sized horses, man. I just kind of want one. Just kind of want like one duck-sized horse.
You're like, I wouldn't fight it. I would just keep it as a pet.
I would just run away with one of them. Yeah, that's why they're chasing me to begin with. I stole their queen.
And while this is my favorite Steven Spielberg movie, as far as the books go, Michael Crichton, it's not my favorite Crichton book. I really like Sphere is really interesting, but I really like Congo. The Congo movie is nothing like the book. It completely ignore it. Like, they tried to redo the thing they did with Jurassic Park with Congo, and it failed horrendously. But the Congo book is incredible. It's really, really, really good. Yeah, compies are the goblins of the dino world. What was that, Daniel?
It's an agreed. Congo, the book, absolute masterpiece.
Thank you. Everybody was always talking about like the Andromeda strain, or even like some of his other ones, or even like the weird ones like Flight Risk, which is also Flight Risk tries really hard to be an interesting book, and I think he wrote it as interesting as that premise can possibly be made. But
yeah,
that one gets a little dry after a point. I'm like, all right, I can only hear so much about computers on planes, guys. And then the ending of that one is really funny, because this is like, oh yeah, of course, human error. Why didn't we think of that? Billy Judd, Kathy Bowman.
That's kind of my argument with most Crichton stuff, though, is a lot of the time it turns out that the the twists were just basic stupid shit.
I think sometimes it works better than other times. Like in Jurassic Park, it's like, oh, it was sabotage, that's why it failed. But also that kind of weakens the argument of the book, which is, oh, man shouldn't play God.
Well, I mean, playing God was the first mistake.
Yeah. Just not the one it was not the quintessential in the moment mistake. It was the overall mistake.
Yeah.
But again, I do think like the idea of human greed, it makes human greed the main antagonist rather than the folly of the quest in the first place. Or at least I think it weakens the argument a touch, perhaps. At least that's my opinion.
But that's one of the things I don't like about the film in comparison to the book, is that it's about the greed in the actual narrative, but the portrayal of Hammond in the movie is that he's kind of half carnival barker, and it makes him charming.
No sense. And he's like in love with the project and loves his grandkid. Like in the book, he does not love his grandkids. He's kind of upset that they're there, if my memory serves me. It's been a couple years since I read that book. Oh no, we shouldn't have played God. Oh wait, we invented guns. It's dino hunting time. Yeah, John, that is if they ever brought dinosaurs back, there would be at least three ranches out in Texas where you could pay so much money to go hunt a dinosaur. That would happen.
Well, that's kind of the fatal flaw of the narrative, because it does use a assumption that the dinosaurs would catch countries' militaries off guard enough to destabilize them. They're dinosaurs. That would work for like 2 hours, and then it would just be on the news. Yeah, a bunch of genetically engineered dinosaurs from this amusement park got out.
Anyway, the Marines
military
showed
blew
up.
them away.
Yeah, the Marines showed up, and they started using them as target practice for a 20 millimeter.
The Marines standing on them like big game hunters.
Oh, dude, you know the Marines would be. They're like, hey, we painted this T-Rex skull. We're bringing it back. We're painting skulls now.
Yeah, we actually determined who won by the weight of the one that they bagged.
They're letting one eat a full meal first so they have a better chance of winning. Like, don't patient bread
at it.
Eats an MRE, immediately dies.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, Maji, what was something notable that made this movie a favorite of yours?
I like John's comment about the emus. Sorry.
I mean, Australia didn't win that war, technically. I mean, I don't know if they lost, but they didn't win. Yeah.
The emus won. Yeah. Yeah. Velociraptors versus emus. The emus are winning.
Yeah. Don't give Australia ideas. That's probably who's funding all the research.
I'm surprised they haven't figured out how to weaponize the fuckers.
Yeah.
Actually, what was it? HLC? I don't know if you guys are a habitual line crosser.
He did a whole video on it. It's really good.
Not only that, but he has this skit where he pretends to be countries and weapons. Mm-hmm. And one of them was Australia went to talk to America, and he's like, "No, Australia, we haven't figured out how to weaponize all your venomous characters yet." Yep. And he's like, as a side note, we don't know if that's actually real, but knowing US, it wouldn't surprise me.
We've used animals for warfare a lot. A lot of countries have. Like, nobody ever talks about, like, because they didn't use it, but like they were going to use bats to firebomb Japan, and then they're like, "Hey, we also have the nuclear option." Like, maybe that
the original torpedoes was actually pigeons.
Yep.
The original torpedo homing systems was pigeons pecking at the pictures of boats that they were trained to recognize.
Let's not leave out dolphins. We don't want to leave out dolphins.
They dolphins are too smart.
Yeah.
And horny. They'd probably just try to, rut the damn missile.
I think this goes all the way back. Like, animals have always been there, man. Like, even in World War I, right? You'd send some animals across the minefield,
Sorry,
Well,
never.
is it Cambodia? One of those countries, I just read something that they train rats to detect bombs that are
There you go,
planted in the
yeah.
ground, like
There
mines,
you go. Yeah.
because they can smell the powder.
Never trust an emu. The inferior emu lives only to be hated. Says
Well,
Johnny
I mean,
Douglas.
I believe it was the Russian army actually had a bear registered as a soldier
Yeah,
at one point.
yeah. My favorite bear in history. It might have been Poland. It was one of those European countries.
It wasn't Russia, but it was one of those countries up there.
Yeah. But the thing ate cigarettes. Like they bribed it with cigarettes. Like the thing would bring it. It would bring them ammo and stuff. Like it survived the war.
It sounds like one of my workers actually. We pay it. We give him cigarettes.
He brings us ammo.
Well,
He
one of
brings
the
us ammo.
reasons why it's illegal to own a crow is because, not only the migration treaty, but because the crows were being trained to steal money.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're really good at it. There's this
That's
person.
hilarious.
There's this person on Reddit's like, yeah, people keep on feeding the animals outside of our restaurant, and there's this one seagull that just won't leave me alone. He attacks me every time I go out. It's like, what do I do? I'm like, I can think of about 8 things you could do, but
It's called 9mm.
yeah, that would be my first choice. I do know some guys who gave laxative-filled food to seagulls at the beach once.
I have seen that happen in real time. It's awful.
It's awful. It's awful. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, actually.
If it's within city limits.
I kind of wish, Billy, that they left that scene in there because they show him throwing his bag into the long grass. I kind of wish they showed him actually getting killed.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to ride the line of not being too graphic for kids, and in some ways, the imagining it was worse in some capacities.
Well, most
I
of
don't know,
it
man.
was alluded to. Most of the kill scenes were not very graphic in the original films.
No. And in some ways, I think that, again, in some ways, because of limitations with technology and such, there's the reason this film looks as good as it does, partially is because they knew when to use restraint, and that's such a valuable thing, especially when you're developing technology like they did with this movie. The amount of work they had to go through, this movie was almost claymation. Can you imagine?
That's actually why the dinosaur movement's so cool. Sorry.
Yes, MAJI, you actually beat me to it. They brought the claymation guy on, and in real time there was a breakthrough with CGI, and one dude stayed up late one weekend, made a breakthrough with it, and had we would probably regard it as a shitty T-Rex animation, right? But then he brought that in, and it happened to be when Spielberg was there, and Spielberg's like, hold on, wait, show me what you got. And he's like, yeah, this is what we're doing now. And the claymation guy was there too. And so they basically kept him on as the animal movement expert. So then you get the best of both worlds, and it's really that very, very unique. I think it would be hard to recreate.
That. So Malcolm's and Alan's famous line is, "We're out of a job, don't you mean extinct?" That's exactly what the Claymators said when they saw the animation scene, because that's how well it looked.
It is, yeah.
And Spielberg thought it was a cool line, so he put it in the movie.
He's like, this will be good.
Yeah, and it was. Yeah.
Do you think he did his scripts on a typewriter back then? I mean, this is 90s, but he still could have been using a typewriter.
I would, if I could get away with it, I would be tempted to use one now.
I would get the loudest brass key one I could find and just.
I know.
Clack, clack, clack.
That is the only thing in the room. It's the typewriter. That's it.
It's awful.
You hate typewriters?
I bet they're awful. Yeah.
It's terrible if you're bad at typing, for sure. Yeah.
No, I bet you that's an editor's worst nightmare, going through all that hand typed text and finding all the errors and having to say, all right, you got to retype this again.
Is this an O or is your A key wearing out?
There's a bit of that, yes, that the thing has to be literally retyped after it's been edited and adjusted over and over and over again. So you can imagine the paper cost, the whiteout cost,
Yeah.
and just the time sink that it is. Because
Yeah.
it's not what you think it is. Like what you see on TV, where it's their fingers are moving nice and fast, and it's no, it does not work that way. It's like you have to make sure that the letter showed up on the paper before you can move on to the next one.
Yeah, you had to type like my dad types on a computer, like this.
I was
Also,
gonna say back then it was probably all about tricks like, oh well, all we got to do is redo this page, and make sure it's in the sequential order. Like just analog tricks. What were you gonna say, Kahuna?
John Crichton was 6'5" and an anti-environmentalist. He was a Chad. I hate we live in a timeline where we lost him, but Stephen King lingers like a lich.
He looks like one
That's
sometimes.
because King separated his phylactery into all of his damn novels.
Yeah. He divided it up. That's why they progressively get weaker. There's not much left of his essence.
He'll never go because we can't get rid of all of the books.
Never.
He
Oh,
writes
no.
a lot. He writes a lot.
Yeah. I was
See,
thinking of
it
the
pissed
idea.
a lot of people off with the last one.
I was thinking of the idea of phylacteries the other day, but we'll get to that at the freeform talk. Some of the highlighted legendary scenes from Jurassic Park. The Brachiosaurus reveal. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And then the T-Rex breaks
It
out.
wouldn't
with
be
the
nearly
Jeeps.
as good without that music.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Oh,
It was
yeah.
all
No.
just. It was
John
awesome.
Williams was like, there are a lot of good composers. I don't have one I like better than John Williams. He did
Very
all
good.
of my favorite things that I ever watched growing up.
The only
And-
one even close is Hans Zimmerman.
Well, what about Danny Elfman?
No.
No?
Depends on the movie.
Sometimes he's good. Sometimes
Elfman is fantastic, but it's not in the same league.
Fair. That's fair. It's just stuck in my head now. The Velociraptors in the kitchen, visitor center finale. Yeah, sick Triceratops. That's such a good scene. Nedry in the
That
the
was
made
one
up.
of the first scenes. That's why their facial expressions are the way they were. That was one of the first animatronic scenes that they filmed.
I bet.
So their expression to actually seeing it was genuine.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
I also love that they broke out of the ride. They're like, yeah, no, how about we don't do this? You're like, wait, they're
Wouldn't
just
you?
breaking out.
Yeah.
Oh, like when they're doing the presentation before going to see the Velociraptors hatched, and they just like lift up their restraints and get up
Yeah.
and leave
So,
in the middle of the
Yeah.
Bob just texted me, King Bob, as anybody knows him, or Gino. He's
Yeah,
like,
yes.
John Williams? No, the only one close would be James Horner.
James
Oh, read
Horner
out.
is also very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, read out too.
Yeah. James Horner was good, but like I think John has it right here. John Williams is the soundtrack of pop culture, period, and it's really hard to argue that. Like, yeah, Hans Zimmer, he can do a really good film, but there are a lot of forgettable soundtracks that he's done as well. Not that they're poor, not that they're bad, they're there and they exist.
You guys familiar with the epic rap battles
Of history.
YouTube
Oh,
series? Yeah. There was one about film directors, and the accidental truth and a lyric from that was half your millions should go to John Williams.
Yeah. It's like he did. Well, yeah, John Williams did almost every Steven Spielberg film. Thinking about it, and he did a
And
good
he
job
makes
on all of
those
them.
films. He sells those films with his music.
It's like some of these
Oh,
shots
yeah.
would be pretty boring without a soaring god tier soundtrack.
Mhm.
And it's
Would-
like a friend of mine brought this up. He's like, think of all the movies you love. I bet none of your favorites have a bad soundtrack. In fact, I would guarantee all of your favorite films have an exceptional soundtrack.
Yep.
And I think
Yep.
that's true.
One that, as soon as you hear even the barest chords, reminds you of the film.
Mhm.
Just the other day, my little Elric in the back, he's like of the car on a 2-hour drive. He looks over at me. He says, "Dad," I'm like, "Yeah." "Can we listen to Superman music?" I'm like, "Yes."
I'm gonna list a few more things here. You guys tell me what you think of them after I'm done.
Sorry,
here.
squirrel.
uh,
We keep getting squirreled.
Oh, that was all the like iconic scenes. There's obviously like Nedry and the made up Dilophosaurus and the clever girl Muldoon death. But then like, what do you guys think of like the little girl hacking the system?
That's
the
so funny.
final T-Rex appearing in the visitor center just out of nowhere.
Oh,
The
it's so good, dude.
the raptor nightmare that Grant randomly has. He just has the nightmare where the raptor's talking to him. Mr. DNA exposition. The lawyer dying on a toilet in an overall serious movie. Yeah, what do you guys think of all that?
Well, what's cool is with the T-Rex scene, that wasn't how it was supposed to be.
No,
Right.
no.
Right.
In the original, it was supposed to be the raptors jumping around and get killed because the skeleton crushes them.
Kind of
But
like
Steven Spielberg realized that the Rex animatronic was the hero of the story in a way. Like it was the story icon.
It was
And
insane. It was insane. Yeah.
So by that point, the T-Rex animatronic was nearly broken because it was malfunctioning during the rain scenes. So he had it completely animated in as crushing the velociraptors in a final fight scene. But yeah, the raptors were supposed to be killed by the falling skeleton.
Real quick, I gotta address what Readout just said. The raptor nightmares in Jurassic Park 3. Yes, it is. Alan Grant wakes up on the plane. There's airflow for some reason. He's all by himself. He looks over and sees a velociraptor. It looks at him and says, "Alan," and then he wakes out of it. It's one of the funniest. It's one of my favorite. I don't think intentionally funny scenes in all of cinema.
Yeah,
it's so funny, dude.
that list I rambled off was the most hated scenes in Jurassic Park. I thought people would love the DNA. I liked Mr. DNA. That was a clever sequence.
It was it made it different. It's like they're watching it with us. Yeah. If you wrote it down in the book, would it be clunky, Daniel? I probably.
It's
very
pages of
clunky.
exposition in the book, is it not? It's like multiple pages of just hard, blocky exposition because that's how Crichton
Like,
is. Right?
what if we talked about
True.
science? But in the movie, they have visuals and they're commenting on it, and so you almost feel like, oh, the characters are watching it with you, so it's more fun
It's
in
more
that way.
natural the way that the film did it. Yeah.
I agree with John on this one though. The suddenly appearing cliffside, because the goat is on flat land when it's brought up, and then when they push the car over, which is next to the goat, when the goat pig lands on it, there's suddenly a cliff.
Yeah, Katie commented
Don't
on that too.
question Spielberg.
You don't question Spielberg, man.
There's a couple
saying.
things like that. Also, like in the end scene, like the Velociraptor is getting ready to jump, and it's so tense. It's so well done. How did the T-Rex sneak up on them?
It got into the visitor center. It was like
Yes,
mid swing.
It was.
T-Rex is so clunky.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Sudden,
it's one of those things. I'm like, this doesn't make sense, but I don't care. It is so
Be
good.
very, very quiet.
yeah, and suddenly
They're
there's no.
hunting
no one.
velociraptors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And suddenly there's no.
Oh,
It's just
but
there. Yeah.
But the movie does so, like between sound design, the motion of the camera, everything in this movie, when it's trying to build tension, everything is working in concert. Like the T-Rex escaping the paddock scene, one of the most tense, like best scenes of that kind in any film. Way better than any other Jurassic Park movie. I'll tell you that much right now. And it was
John's right.
really, really good. John's right. Ninja Rex.
No, there is a hole in the visitor center with a tarp over it.
Oh, I know.
But
But they couldn't hear it.
see.
It's a really soundproof tarp, guys. That's blowing in the
That's
wind. It's
fair,
very
yeah.
soundproof.
Hey, the hole in the tarp. That's fine.
Or
That's
even the
fine.
beginning of the film with the Velociraptor, like they're trying to release the Velociraptor into its new enclosure, and oh no, it has the guy, and Muldoon's like, hey, like this is how, like, hey, we have to shoot this thing. It's killing this guy, and the choice, they don't shoot it, and so like that kind of immediately sets up. Oh, so this is how this can all go wrong from the very, very beginning. It makes all the scenes later that much more tense. And the like honestly, the T-Rex is built up, but not like the Velociraptors. You have like multiple scenes talking about how intelligent they are. The feeding scene in Muldoon, the expert like being spooked by them basically, and yeah. And then the reveal of it's like, well, not if they can only get in there if they can open doors. I'm like, oh,
They can.
In the film, the T-Rex has the Godzilla effect.
It does.
yes,
Yeah. Effective.
but it's so
but when you're as
good.
cool as Godzilla, you don't need a reason.
This is true.
Exactly, which is why it can sneak up on things that would have sensed it coming a mile away and run.
I do love the difference between American Godzilla and Japanese Godzilla. It's like Japanese Godzilla, this represents the atomic bomb and how science is dangerous and how we wish there were things we could unlearn and how a government hiding information is dangerous. American Godzilla, what if he was our friend?
He's the king of monsters, bitch. He can be whatever he wants.
It's like he's the king of monsters, which means he's the best. Obviously, America's the best. Godzilla is our friend. That's how.
Also,
American
you have to
Godzilla
consider
looks.
that the American film version is all badass and reptilian and angry looking, and the Japanese version still has googly eyes.
Well, okay, so the newer American version is more of a bear design because they learned their lesson from '98 Godzilla, making him an iguana, and
Yeah.
Japan like totally annihilated that one.
Like, what if we
Well,
Because
animated
that
your
movie was
American
awful,
Godzilla
and we
being
don't
killed?
need to talk about it.
Oh, I watched it again recently. I can't believe it used to be my favorite film when I was 10. I'm embarrassed by 10.
Oh yeah, we're getting sidetracked. John's right. We're getting too squirreled.
I refuse. We started talking about Godzilla. It's my favorite subject.
I know. Trust me, that was I'm like, we could watch all the Godzillas, and they're like, no, too many.
No.
Also,
There's
Welcome back to the Godzilla discussion.
go ahead, AC.
Oh, I was just gonna say there's a lot of really cool symbolism, like the park itself. Obviously, it's like unrestricted capitalism, commodification of nature itself.
It also looks like an embryo if you look at the design.
Ooh, nice! I
Yeah.
didn't notice that. Hammond's flea circus memory. He's basically doing a flea circus, and in that same vein, his whole grandpa thing. So it shows like the whole parenting and responsibility, right? In the midst of like it all kind of folds in on itself here nicely, and then there's the more direct ones like the banner falling when dinosaurs ruled the earth. I believe that's CGI added in post for the dramatic effect.
It looks so good, though.
It does, yeah. It's iconic. Birds seen from the helicopter at the end, implying that dinosaurs never really went extinct, is kind of one of the main themes. They're birds.
Mhm.
Life finds a way, obviously. And then Nedry and the dinosaur, the Dilophosaurus, the exploited worker rebelling against the boss, a timeless trope, only to be destroyed by the very system he unleashed to rebel against the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once saw a guy nail himself in the hand with a nail gun twice in about a week and a half. It felt a little bit like that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we have Mr. J-Rod himself. I bet he could punch a T-Rex. Hey, what's up, Jared?
We call that workman's comp,
Maji Chan, what's up?
Hey, what's up? We're just talking Jurassic Park. What's your
John-
take?
Nice. Jurassic Park OG is one of the best movies ever.
Yep.
I'll
Yep,
die
I
on that
agree with
hill.
Also, John is being our mother today. He's not letting us get off of Jurassic Park. We started talking about Godzilla, and John in the comments like, "No, talk about the dinosaurs. We're talking about the dinosaurs."
Daniel, I haven't seen you for hours.
I love that.
I know. Maji said
Oh.
she was going to be on here, and I said, "Would you like me to come on with you?" And she said, "Yes, please." And I said, "Okay."
Oh my goodness. Nedry didn't die. He changed identity, moved to New. Yeah, that actor, he shows up here and again. That's the official headcanon.
Oh, that's why we're not allowed to talk about Godzilla without JDA.
That's why he got so
Or JDA. Sorry,
Makes sense.
sorry, John.
Dotson, we got Dotson here. Dotson.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, I love this movie so much.
Oh, it's so fun. Like, because like he's right. He's kind of right. Like, no one cares. I'm like that's. I love that scene because it's so. I'm like, there is an element to that in real life. People really don't care most of the time.
At the same time, though, corporate espionage is such a big deal that if they thought you were doing it, it would be a big deal.
Yes, absolutely.
Dude, I feel like we're playing like I feel like I'm in a racing, like a spaceship racing game right now with this backing track. Like, what is that?
Okay. I'll you're right. It's a different time. It's a different point. Let's solve a mystery.
He turns it up. All right, Thad. Thanks for your. Turn it up.
Yeah.
Make it louder.
I put on solve a mystery.
We're gonna
So
do
we'll
a
see how
brain blast.
And Christman, you're so on point with that because the name of the song is Galaxy Quest, and I named all of these tracks off of vibes. I named them off of
Dude,
vibes.
just
so-
vibes. Just
dude.
vibes.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Oh
My goodness.
But there's a scene that I think I appreciate more as an adult, and that's like kind of around the Brachiosaurus, and when Grant is sitting with the kids and they're talking, and he shows them the little fossil of the, basically like the fossil, his little Velociraptor claw fossil, and it's like he has this weird kind of moment where he realizes maybe my life's work is not the most important thing. Partially by the fact that now they brought back dinosaurs, which are real and not fossils, but also like, these kids, this may be more important than all of that. And I really like, he ends up throwing the claw down on the ground like it's no longer worth it doesn't mean what it once did. And I really like that scene.
To use AC's symbolism, it's a representation of him being focused on the past as his profession and then the future as his life.
Yeah, but you think about this as from like as storytelling, because that was the fulfillment of the subplot, or the B story of that film, and it took zero dialogue to complete that arc. Like that is film storytelling. That is like peak. He said no words, and everything that needed to be communicated was communicated, and you understood that was a satisfying arc and a satisfying conclusion to the B story of that film. Like, just so good.
Oh, you did a different poll. I'm like, good thing T-Rex is. Oh wait, Rex is losing. Hold on, this cannot be. This cannot stand. Rex will not lose.
Stand. A Rex divided against itself.
We demand a recount.
I have altered the paradigm.
What's the question? What was the question? Just which is
it's
cooler?
the poll. Which dinosaur? I didn't actually read it. I just voted T-Rex.
Oh yeah, there's.
What does it
I
say?
actually didn't even bother with the question. I just listed dinosaurs because you guys get it. You get it. Raptors, Rex, compies. No compies, guys.
No, because AC. You know why? The compies in the book are so much worse. Like think of the scene from Jurassic Park 2 or The Lost World. That scene with the compies. Every scene with compies is like that in the books.
Yeah.
Like I said, Ark survival, death by compies suck.
I'd imagine it's like dying from a pack of wolves, but even worse because they're so small.
No,
yeah, you can't hit them. Their hitboxes are like minnows.
Yeah.
No, it's actually worse because they have a type of it's like a tranquilizer in their venom in their teeth, and so you slowly lose the ability to move your body.
Oh, they're like snakes. Oh, damn.
Yeah, so it like the more they get you, the worse. Like you end up basically laying there paralyzed while they just munch on you.
Animation overload is correct. It's more like being attacked by a pack of rats
that are venomous. Yeah,
with venom. Yeah.
And I'll just say it, like the scene from the opening of the second book, horrifying, absolutely horrifying. Basically, it's like the dinosaurs have escaped the island. Some places in South America are seeing dinosaurs, and So this woman, she hears this weird noise coming from the baby's room, and she goes in to check on it. And because they were compies, the baby wasn't crying, and so the baby was being eaten alive by compies, and that's how the book opens. It is horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, strongest, worst opening of all time.
I approve of that opening. That's a pretty like horrifying.
Oh,
like,
yeah, there's the image right there. That's what she ends up seeing there. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, dude. And the way it's described, oh, dude, it's so dark. It's so dark.
I
They
mean-
did show that. They did show a little girl getting attacked, Billy Judd, but it's nothing like a baby in a crib.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty
Well,
dark.
because it's so realistic. Because like mosquitoes, like animation said rats earlier. Like rats could be a problem for children and stuff. Like
I
that's
have
the
a
thing
rat
about
story.
babies is they're just like laying there, exposed. So you have to like watch
Well,
them at
you
all
also have
times.
to consider that what we know of dinosaurs, the majority of the meat eaters would go for the weakest, easiest, accessible meal,
Yes.
which tended to be newborns.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, any carnivore would.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't
Yep.
matter the type of carnivore. They will always pick the weakest.
Yep.
Easiest
Yeah.
prey.
Because
Why
they
wouldn't
need
they?
to preserve their energy.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what that's what people like. People don't think about out here. Is like in Idaho, you have the black bears in Idaho. They, especially in North Idaho, they absolutely wreck the spring elk calf season.
Oh yeah, no, I believe it. Plus all
It's
that rap
horrible.
music, it's horrible.
hmm Yeah.
That's terrible. But no, he's right. And then you add the gray wolves into the mix, and it's just decimating the herds when they're young.
Yep.
Now I'm just imagining a really old bear with like one of those old Kangol hats and a tape deck.
Yeah. has some grills, you know. I'm sorry,
You guys
guys.
are
I don't know
bad.
what I prayed to God to forgive me for all the things I'm about to say before we started. So here we are. Oh, dude, and also like that's a question. What were the best Velociraptor designs? I think number one is they're really good.
1 is good, but 3 is more accurate. The problem with Jurassic Park 3 is so boring. I always fall asleep during it.
Jurassic Park 3 is weird. It has brilliant things, and then it has boring, slow, not great things. And also, like, I've never been afraid of a cell phone, of a satellite, or like a ringtone until that movie happened.
Don't change the subject, John.
What did John say? I missed it.
Rat packs, baby eaters, wolf packs. Are we still talking about Jurassic Park? We're talking about
Technically,
chaos. We're talking about world eater space marines from Fortitude.
Yep.
That's what we're talking
Malcolm's chaos theory. Come on.
about. Yeah, this is the chaos theory. It's like we can't roll off the hand in the same way every time, guys. But no, I have a rat story. So my grandmother, when she was younger, her husband told her, well, we can't survive off of your salary as a teacher, and I'm not going to work. So you're going to start a business. I'll help you get started. And we need to collect all these handcrafted Polynesian goods from all around the Pacific. And so she sent letters. She talked on the phone with the limited phones they had. But one of the places she visited, the locals told her, hey, do you have shoes? Are you able to sleep with shoes on? She's like, I'm not sure. Why? He's like, oh, well, you're not from around here. So what happens is the locals, we have really thick calluses on our feet. And when we sleep, the rats come in and chew on our calluses and rip off portions of them. And and so if you don't have those calluses, it's going to be a really bad day for you. And
It's
then
the circle of life.
dude, these rats, they were tropical. They were right in here, all of them. They were huge. And
How
so, yeah, well, I heard that. I'm like, that's like one of the most horrifying things I've ever heard. I'd go to bed with a gun.
I've actually heard of missionaries like in Tonga and stuff having that problem.
Oh.
And you don't feel it either because it's callous. It isn't
the
attached.
locals
So
don't
you
feel
don't
it,
feel
yeah.
it till you wake up.
Oh, dude,
And
it's
then
so
there's
And
the
bad.
New
stand on
York
it.
rats that just steal your Nikes.
Then we got the other kind of rats. They just try to sell you fake watches and
The ones in Paris.
What about I watch?
The ones that hang around the Eiffel Tower, those rats.
Another squirrel moment, but like the sundial salesman in Hercules. Want to buy a
Yes.
sundial? Oh.
Oh, Turok.
Also in
Classic.
Jurassic Worlds, the guy, the military guy's like, we gotta weaponize these animals.
Yeah.
And the main
Dude.
character's like, you can't. They don't listen.
Yeah, but if you could, it would be pretty sweet to ride a velociraptor in a battle.
Dude.
I'll say this now: if dinosaurs were created like in the way of Jurassic Park, you know the U.S. would do something with them. You
Oh
know
yeah. Yeah.
They're
See,
true.
okay.
I'll be trying as we speak.
I
They
think
are.
I think I always have to mention this every time we talk about Jurassic Park, but I think the new franchise really dropped the ball because they got
Ugh.
grandfathered. They got grandfathered right into Jurassic World. I'll be really quick with my thought. They got grandfathered right into the title Jurassic World, and they had this whole setup, especially with the idea being already in the first book with like the raptors attacking over and over again on the mainland and stuff right from the get-go. You could literally create some sort of and they had the example of The Walking Dead before them and the whole post-apocalyptic craze. You could take Jurassic World and make like a post-apocalyptic one where it's literally Jurassic World. The world has like ended, infrastructure, and you could rationalize any reason like a solar flare, like any hand wavy reason, like
Solar flare, humans,
chaos
humans
theory,
have-
right?
have done that. Yep,
Chaos
dinosaurs
theory, right?
back. Very good.
So like Jurassic World, where it's literally this. It's literally this.
Well, the
Right.
first Jurassic World one wasn't bad because it felt like a what if scenario. What if the park actually opened? What if things hadn't gone awry? So that one I could pass off as its own separate thing just because it was more out of curiosity, me growing up, of so what happened if he didn't sabotage everything? But then it got stupid with dino mutations
It got so
and
stupid. Yeah.
they
They
lost
could have
track
done
of
the
what made
human
it
dinosaur
cool.
hybrid thing, which was always like the plan for Jurassic Park 4. The new one, I like a lot of things about the new,
writers did things wrong.
Who could
Yeah.
imagine such a thing? That movie had one of the cringiest things in it, though, man. Like when remember the investor, the main investor, who like he's
Mazzardi or something.
yeah, like he gets in the helicopter and like he like has the balls to ask these like hardened, like battle hardened veteran war fighters. He's like, did your general ever ride in a battle with you? It's like, oh my god, I want to.
you just have to ignore stuff like that. Also, what about the woman who's supposed to be watching the kids that had the most prolonged horrible death on screen I've ever seen? I'm like, did she piss somebody off? What happened here? This is it's a little weird. It's like in a Rambo 3. He snaps the guy's neck, rolls him down into a well. He falls down and hangs himself, and then a grenade falls and explodes him. Like, that was a lot.
Also, welcome, Miss Pritchard, my beautiful wife.
That's a very flattering picture of her.
Yes, it is.
Miss Pritchard,
Absolutely stunning.
Yes.
tremendous.
Although I do have to agree with what honorable Mayor John Douglas said about New York rats. Some of them are benevolent and they raise turtles.
Yes.
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
Very badass
worthy.
turtles.
Dude,
That
my
make
kids,
pizza.
my kids are becoming so cool. I swear to God, dude. Like, especially Elric. Like, he loves all the things. Like dinosaurs, favorite thing. Godzilla, favorite thing. It's like Ninja Turtles. We went and saw the OG Ninja Turtles in theaters last year because they re-released it just for
Oh,
fun.
nice.
And it was, dude, they loved it. It was so good. It was so much fun. I love having kids. It's fun. I get to watch all these movies. Like, yeah, dude, guys, it's for the kids.
See, that was the nice thing. There's a 13-year difference between my youngest brother, and I. So I got to take him trick or treating up till I was 20.
Oh, that's cool.
All for the kids.
Oh, dude. Well, like that was a weird thing too, because I got married in 19, but the woman I married had never gone trick or treating at all growing up, And so, like, we were adults going trick or treating. I'm like, oh, this is different. Okay, sure. We'll do that then. Dude, I remember there was a demo for the new Turok, like in the mid 2000s that was coming out. I played I've never played a demo more than I played that demo. Getting to like wrap your hand around, grab the jaw of a Velociraptor, and
Final
saw
Fantasy
your
VII.
blade through its.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII for me.
Ark Survival Ascended, you are literally capturing dinos and taming them while trying to stay alive. So it's like Rust with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But their last DLC was so broken, I stopped playing. I got so sick and tired of it. Just to end up in a boss fight where it's timed for an hour and there's 20 minutes of cutscene, and if you skip it, it breaks. But the cutscene is so poorly written. It's like watching a love triangle between two lesbians and a bad guy.
Right.
That could be interesting.
So
Tell me more.
Cinemax After Dark.
It was semi age appropriate-ish, maybe. Not really.
You hesitated a lot.
That was a lot. Yeah.
Well, what was worse was if you skipped the cutscene, it completely broke the boss fight, so it would actually break your game.
Oh yeah, no, there's a couple of games that like the game that I think of the most when like that was just not finished when it released was Coder 2. Like there were just things they did not finish with that game, and like my brother and I are playing. I'm like, I think the thing you're trying to do, Jordan, is impossible. Like this is
yes,
not
John.
working.
It was that it actually killed the game for me. I didn't want to play anymore.
Yeah. All those the two lesbians and the bad guy in Ark Survival, they really drowned out that game for sure.
Damn, they're
You can look it up.
lesbianism and
You
bad
can
guyness.
find the whole cutscene sequence on YouTube. It's bad. And then the whole time you're fighting the boss, she's whining about trying to find her true self and remember her love.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can't. I'll tell you guys that quote later. It was an old boss fight. He had a quote about.
Anyway, we're getting distracted. We're going back to dinos. Let's forget about bad Hollywood. Let's go to dinos.
Let's go around and
I know is more important than lesbians.
sink or float. I'm gonna say float for all the reasons I listed. There's inconsistencies. It's not perfect, right? Because it's not a good, an accurate adaptation.
Yeah,
it loses points, but it's like maxed out in every other department, so it's good. It's good on my end. So
all right, Jared. Final thoughts or favorite scene? We'll just go through the lineup here.
Oh man, favorite scene. I don't know about a favorite scene, but after having gone through the filmmaking process and in learning film story, I have so much more of an appreciation for the beginning of that film when they introduced the Raptor. That is such a well done, well executed introduction. Because what is in that crate? What is going on? And he's like, shoot her! That's so intense, man. And I remember in '93 I was like 24. So no, how old was I in '93? 93, I was 15. So
I was
awesome.
I was going through life's swimming lesson in '93. I didn't exist yet. How about that?
you were still a twinkle in your daddy's eye.
Yep, that's it.
But no, that intro scene with the Raptor in the crate and the dude getting eaten, that's such a well executed film intro.
Scene.
So that's for right now, I have to give that scene a lot of props. Mm-hmm. And this ship, this is a sky ship for me. Like Jurassic Park.
It's honestly one of my favorite films of all time, and it's easily my favorite Spielberg film. I can't say easy because there are a lot of good Spielberg films.
Dude, the John Williams theme in this though, shut up! It's so freaking good.
It's beyond. My cousin walked down the aisle to a piano rendition of the theme from Jurassic Park.
Oh,
we are big about dinosaurs in my
Well
family.
done.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then she had like dinosaurs just like on the trail because there was camping available if you wanted to camp. It was fun, dude. It was a fun wedding. Let's hear John. John has been really into dinosaurs. May be his tism. Let's hear. Favorite scene is the first T-Rex attack. It's everything. Yeah, that scene. The dynamics, the tension, how everybody's actions weave together to lead naturally from one event to the next. It's a beautiful, brilliant film.
Yeah.
A cool thing about that scene is when he busts through the car, the animatronic wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to hit the glass and stop, but because he malfunctioned, he busted through the glass. Those were screams of terror from the children because they weren't expecting that. And then Steven Spielberg left it in because it was too cool.
Yeah.
Got him.
Those
Happy
kids are really screaming, huh?
Happy accidents.
Yeah. It was because the rain. What did they call him? Spooky or something? AC, I sent you the nickname for him. I forgot what it was, but yeah, the crew actually nicknamed the animatronic T-Rex because he kept glitching out and moving on his own because the water was just frying his circuits.
Mm-hmm.
And so he'd like randomly turn on Twitchy. Was it Twitchy?
I
Something like
don't
that.
remember. Yeah.
He had some kind of weird name, and he would randomly turn on, randomly move, and so yeah,
That would
them busting
scare
through
the living piss out of me. I'm
Dude.
him busting through the car was an accident.
But one part about that scene that I love, and I don't know, like I don't hear a lot of people talk or anybody talk about it, so I don't know how popular it is. But like Jeff Goldblum's dialogue in that scene, like when he's like talking to himself, but like no one's around, but he's talking. He's like,
That's chaos theory.
That's an impact tremor. I'm fairly alarmed here. Just having this conversation. No one's around. I'm fairly alarmed.
The acting felt so natural from everybody in this movie. But I'll say my final piece real quick, and it's a Skyship, one of the best films of all time. Appreciable and enjoyable on every level, whether you are just there to turn your brain off and enjoy it's like dinosaur good, music good, or it's like, wow, the park is designed to look like a human embryo that's been has a seed planted, or like the how the dinosaur image looks like an ultrasound, the whole thing about like being a parent. On every level, this film succeeds. It makes you ignore the fact that there's no living animal that could go through a full 1.5-inch steel cable. There's no animal that could ever do that. Anyway,
that was the name
guys.
of the
Sorry, I have the alarm going off, and I'm just like in a snowstorm trying to get through Minneapolis because I need to put the oil pressure sensor in still, so it just like has this really loud dinging, and I had to keep stopping. So when I'm like going, it's fine, but yeah, I didn't want to subject you guys to that.
Well, while we have you, what did you think of the movie?
Oh, it's a classic. We saw that in the drive-in when we were kids, so it was pretty cool.
Heck.
Into them all.
Bring them back.
Yeah, they just shut down Valley High well, no, I think there's one in southern Minnesota, but the last one you could like bring your dogs to and like grill at and all kinds of stuff like that. They just stopped doing it. I don't know. I think since we have been married, so like in the last few years. It's really sad.
Dang. Well, shucks. Do you say sink or float?
Oh, definitely float.
All right. Awesome. What about Daniel? Daniel, what do you think?
Definite float.
Got a float? MAJI,
And
obviously.
my personal favorite scene was the suspenseful water scene with the stomping.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, they had to do so much specific stuff to get that to ripple correctly. Like they had a crazy sound system underneath of it. They were physically trying to shake the car. They like tried so many things to get it, and it took like a really crazy setup, like right underneath the cup, to get that specific scene. So
a guitar string flicked directly underneath
that's
it.
right. That's right. Yep. And then they had to like pull it, right, to get the vibration. It was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wild stuff.
really good.
Yeah. Maji, what do you think? Sinker,
Well,
right?
yeah. If you were talking about the later Jurassic Worlds, yes, but the OG, oh no, that floats. It's the only thing keeping the new ones alive, to be honest.
That is a fact.
Okay, well, I think we have a consensus here. Oh, what?
I like how
Okay.
at the end, because they're talking about how dinosaurs coming from, or birds coming from dinosaurs, and at the end the birds are like flying away too. So I think
Yep.
that's foreshadowing for the other ones, for like Jurassic World and shit. But yeah, they're not good.
All right, well, I think that's the consensus. We'll play this, and then we'll get on to some Maji talk and some other like storytelling talk. Stay tuned.
Based.
So, Maji, you just finished a book
In theory, yes.
on paper.
We're getting it on paper. It's getting there. But yes, the book is finished. The editor can confirm he's done his part.
Sort of.
Okay, so we have it scheduled to be released on the 30th, but we're running into a technical difficulty, so we're not entirely sure.
Illustration formatting is slowing me down. So
Yeah.
once I get that done, it'll be ready.
I
But
just
yes,
realized
book
this
is-
Sorry.
No, you're good. What?
I was just gonna say this is a reunion for our Airbnb.
It is.
Plus Jared.
Yeah. Next one, Jared will be there.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Next one's in Jared's state.
Yeah. that's
Yep.
cool. Yeah.
I can't wait to go back to Idaho.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
real people there. They're. I want to go home. Can I go home?
Yes. You are welcome home.
Welcome Home by Welcome Home fades
I
in.
can-
I forgot the name of the band.
I can say that. I graduated high school in Idaho. I graduated college in Idaho. Idaho's home.
Idaho, she's
That's
Idaho.
amazing.
Anyway.
I didn't know that.
Idaho is a
Okay.
mysterious land I have never been to yet.
Oh, boy.
North and South are completely different. Should technically be two different states.
Not as
They
much
are
as
really
Eastern
different,
versus
yeah.
Western Washington.
Actually, more extreme.
I just,
You,
I
yeah.
disagree, dude.
Have you been to Southern Idaho? I can say otherwise.
I've been there, haven't lived there.
Well, it depends in what way? Demographically or geographically?
Both.
Both.
Geologically, I should say, actually.
I mean, think about it. Southern Idaho. You go from desert to sand dunes to it's like a whole different wasteland. And as soon as
Yeah.
you cross over the Lewiston and Plains, it's like a totally different hemisphere.
Yep.
More different than Eastern and Western. What? No
Yeah,
shit.
it is. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It's, yeah,
Not a bigger difference. I
Yes, it
disagree
is.
entirely.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
100%. I mean, just
It
from
is.
Boise to
Lick my
Pocatello is
armpit. You were
different.
wrong. Okay.
The difference between Eastern and Western Washington is like the difference between Boise and McCall, Idaho. Like it's different. It's not tons, but it's different. But like the difference.
Daniel, they're making up all these names. None of these places exist. I know it's not a real place.
Whatever. I worked at the scout camps up at McCall. I can tell
What?
you it's very much a real place.
That was the most
The
Valley Girl
Raspberry
Monty
World.
has ever been. I'm not, whatever. So I totally worked at the.
That's
Oh.
actually where my name Maji came from, was the scout camps. Thank you.
Nice.
Well,
But she
okay,
was a
so
Magi.
no. So brief story. So before that, I did an internship over at Disney World, and we had to learn a bunch of African words and African names. And then I took a summer job during college working at the scout camps, and they wanted us to pick nature names, and I'm like, I do not want to be a tree hugger hippie. So Maji was one of the words that I learned, which literally means water in Swahili. There's also a little side story to that, but I can't say that. But so I had them. I picked that as my camp name because I really didn't want to be like Bubbles or something stupid. And so my friend who made the YouTube page, because I was
about
up in the
Bubbles
mountains.
from Trailer Park Boys.
Exactly. But I was up in the mountains, so she named me Maji-chan when she set up my YouTube page for me because I had to post some videos for, not of the kids at camp, but of the camp. So, yeah, that's the story behind that.
I'm happy to hear that. I was always curious about it because I saw Asmongold cover this story about a crazy person who became like super internet famous, and his whole persona was Maji-chan Sanichu, something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I was like,
I've had Maji-chan since 2002 or
it is
2006.
You probably predate it then, but like, yeah, that's crazy. That's completely different source, but like literally.
This is from old school YouTube. This is like when YouTube was first founded, so it had to been like 2006.
Oh my gosh, maybe that guy's
2007.
a stalker fan of
He
yours.
spelled it with a G.
Yeah.
not a-
Oh,
No, but
you're one of
I
his
didn't-
victims.
Yeah, you're
I
one of
didn't
his victims.
post I didn't post any videos of the camp. I left that to the main camp counselor leaders because I didn't want to risk it. But it was just to have a YouTube channel while I was up in the middle of nowhere, so that way I could watch YouTube and all that. And in case they did ask me to post something, that I had a channel.
Yeah, she's like they're doing a little tour now. This is Drowned Boy Creek. We'll do a little history lesson about that later.
No, no, it's not like that.
Also,
at all.
John, he posted more about Buc-ee's than he did promoting his most recent book recently, and it was such a funny thing to watch. Like all over every day, like 3 days, anytime I jumped on Twitter, John was posting about Buc-ee's. It was so funny.
It was great.
I actually need to stop by a Buc-ee's. I've been told by Snow if I don't, I haven't experienced real life.
Yeah, I've not been to Texas.
It's like going to an amusement park anywhere else. Is pretty much how it's been described.
I can respect the Buc-ee's hustle. We out here on the East Coast in most states we have what are known as Wawas. Very similar.
That sounds made up.
No.
Yeah.
Knocked over my CDs.
Oh.
So
Yes, I still
get
have
it.
a CD collection.
I love that
Yeah.
place.
All right, Kahuna, I went ahead and tossed Maji's blurb in the private chat if you want to give her an old dramatic reading.
Perform, dancing monkey. Let's go.
Yes. Dance,
All
monkey,
right.
dance.
Okay. So,
All right.
all right.
I want.
Let the women speak. We let the women speak on this channel. You sometimes.
No. Okay, for those
That's right. We don't let women
realize-
speak on this channel.
They don't realize I have a 2 or 3 second delay, so it sounds like a long period of silence really isn't. So if I sound like an asshole talking over people, I'm not intentionally doing that.
Yeah, Maji, you're
Yeah,
the
you
mean
are.
one in this group.
I'll listen
Yeah,
to the words.
you're the abusive.
I'm always
You're the
interrupting
abusive.
people,
He's
even
a
though I
slave
wait.
driver.
Gotta. Yeah.
Just to
I'm
hope
very
that I'm on my
quiet,
phone
guy.
and
So
sometimes
it's
you guys sound like robots.
that's okay. You sound like that in real life too. Anyway,
I am a robot.
guys, you're ruining the vibe. Shh.
Oh, jeez.
I
We're
always ruin the
danger.
vibe.
I
was
want
the
I want
best
Kahuna to
example
do
of
this
that.
in a Russian accent.
Maji,
Yep.
do you want me to try this in a Russian accent?
And you got to do it backwards too.
Oh,
I don't think he can read the blurb backwards, but you have fun with it. It's a blurb. And besides, given the context of the story, it's supposed to be fun and whimsical, even though there's a little bit of dark fantasy in it.
A long
Yeah.
time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, when danger arises, heroes answer the call. And then there are these guys, Governor Reese of the Esquagor, who can't catch a break. Between diplomatic meetings with baffling minotaurs and arguments with spoony bards, a devastating calamity threatens not only his sleepy town, but also the world itself. With the aid of the Minotaur chieftain Hunter and his best friend Alvar, and the shape-shifting warden, Reese finds himself leading a gaggle of unlikely adventurers in an overweight night with delusions of grandeur. A tinkersmith dwarf and his obnoxious ram, not to mention a talking otter and its servants. Together, these defenders of Esquikar face boiling rivers, treacherous mountains, and shattering earthquakes. When the devilish designer of their world's destruction appears, what began as a quest to save it becomes an epic battle of good versus evil. Join this ragtag band of adventurers as they risk it all in The Legend of Shilar.
I don't know if that was Russian, but it was something. I'm so sorry.
Kahuna, now you gotta read it in your best Cersei voice.
Yep.
Cersei
And then-
Lannister?
Yep. And then after that, you got to do the pale orc from the terrible Lord of the Rings movies.
Actually, I did give Kahuna a clip of redemption after the whole. Okay, I really, 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 really hate Milking Farm. They are an insult to minotaurs, and that's just nothing but a smut.
Had to
Brought
bring
it
it
up. Way to tackle
So,
it head on. I love it.
So I gave Kahuna a little clip of minotaur culture without, grossness.
Okay. I can do Minotaur culture.
Let's
What
be fair now. Women like to ride bulls.
I mean, yeah.
This
I,
is true.
I lasted more than 8 seconds. How about you? Anyway, what voice would you like me to read this in, Maji?
Gonna out.
This one is more of a father speaking to his son if he doesn't see him again.
Okay. So serious.
It's heartfelt. Do it right.
Don't be a dick.
Cost himself. No.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
So this
You-
is this is Chief Hunter. Actually,
That's bold.
Vincent. Yeah, Vincent made this for
Literally.
me. It is. This is Chief Hunter and Lord Milak, River Lord of, well, basically the East.
That's not
Eastern
Hunter. That's
Rivers.
Mr. Steal Your Girl. That's who that is.
Mr. Milking Farm himself. Let's go.
No.
Let's
He
go.
milks himself. Anyway, different kind of book. Silence. Hunter reached across himself and unlatched a small woven pouch made of cordage and twine concealed behind his war horn. He gently pulled on the edges, laying it flat in the palm of his hand. In the center rested a vibrant, smooth fire opal. Placing his empty hand underneath the otter, Hunter presented the stone. My son, though you are not of age, by my right as your father, I present you the very stone offered as a token of peace in our tribe's darkest moment. Much like you are now, when this stone was given to us, it was not ready. While you slept, I chipped away the edges, smoothing and polishing it into the tool I now present to you. You are young and have much to learn, my son. There will be times when you will struggle, feel weak. In those moments, please remember that our great father is molding and reshaping you. I, Chief Hunter, name you Lightning, one among our people. May you use this token to be a light for the tribe when the path is hidden and the storm seems at its worst. The calf slowly lifted his small hand. Lightning inspected the stone, then gazed back into his father, placing his hand on top. As the opal was lifted from his palm, Hunter leaned forward and placed it over the child's heart. Be in tune with your spirit, mind, and emotions. If you are, then the fire will never fail you. Clenching the stone in his hand, Lightning extended both arms out, stretching and reaching towards his father, offering a hug. At first, Chief was confused. A hairless greeting.
for such an important honor. Lightning and dark, that is not our tribe's way.
Lily held her breath, hearing her mate's answer. She watched her unrepentant son step closer to his father, with arms still reached out. Her expression of confusion matched the tilt of Hunter's horns, but faded with his faint smile, allowing Lily to breathe once more. The matron's ears and tail twitched as the scent of fear entered her nostrils. She could see Hunter's muscles flex and tense, but his expression was soft and warm.
Papa, I'm scared. During the firestorm, I was not.
Lightning's frail young voice cracked, causing Lily's ears to flatten. Hearing the plea, she saw a strange aura of duty reflected in the proud chief's posture.
I don't understand the need for a hairless greeting, but since you asked.
The behemoth of a minotaur reached out.
This music
Gently
with this is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Gently clamping his arms around him and pulling his child in as close as he could. Lily, not moving, watched the calf's small arms wrap around his father's neck. A faint orange glow of pure love emanated from her child, much like the barrier around the town, as he unknowingly manifested full faith in his father. The Minotaur's eyes swelled with tears, seeing Hunter's muscles twitch and then soften, molding around the boy he was embracing. Her son's opal shone brighter, and what was a simple faint orange turned into a brilliant, vibrant red. Both
of their fires are evolving, Lily whispered,
seeing the warm light envelop her mate, Lightning's father. The power that even she, with all her knowledge, could not have expected of one so young to match that of his papa. The scent of fear was now non-existent. Overwhelmed, she slowly dropped to her knees and placed her arms around her loved ones, one on her son, the other on her mate, making it a family hug.
I understand now, Lily. I love you, and you as well, Lightning,
Hunter whispered. He released an arm from his son, pulling it out from under Lily to rest it across her back, his large hand curling its stout fingers over her side. After a long embrace, Hunter forced himself to let go of his family, and he stood up. The chief nodded to the warrior chosen to protect his mate. With the thundering sound of his hoof against cobblestone, Hunter headed towards the river. Lily resisted the urge to cry, squaring her shoulders and lifting her chin. Saving face for her calf, sensing the eyes of the tribe, she pulled out the tome, opening to the page of the prophecy. The matron carefully etched the image of the large minotaur embracing its family. The same minotaur walking up a river with 3 small stick figures in the distance, marking the simple gesture of a hug as an important and official part of minotaur culture for future generations. The end.
Might have
of Milking Farm by MAJI-chan.
Whatever.
Hey, you guys.
I might have accidentally said too much in that clip.
Our son has been, the other day, he started saying right there, and he says it with a southern accent. He's like, right there.
Right
so
there.
funny. Right there.
That's really cute. No, that's really good, Maji. I love that little portion. It does show the culture. It adds weight. It adds weight that I did not feel the first time I read one of the earlier drafts of the story. And yeah, the work you've done to improve the novel, the advice you've gotten from Daniel, it's all paid off, and this scene proves it to me. So I'm really proud of what you put together here. This is really, really great.
Well, the book went through a complete rewrite. That's actually why it took 3.5 years. It took 1 year for me to write the draft that you read, and poor Daniel read, which I know you couldn't finish it because it was bad. But because you couldn't finish it, it was actually what gave me the courage. Because Daniel originally was like, yeah, I could kind of, it's okay-ish. It needs some work. But after I realized that out of the 5 people I sent it to, only 2 finished. Daniel, you don't count. But the two finished, which was Snow and Black Knight.
Gino?
I
Black Knight too.
Well, Gino helped me with the proofreading and the spelling. He was huge help with just proofreading.
Huge.
But so I went to Daniel and asked if I could become a client of his, which normally is you give him an editor the manuscript and call it good, and then he hands it back to you and say, fix this. But because I knew from what I've got my feedback from my readers, I needed to learn how to actually write. So I spent a good year just doing your lessons.
I have so much respect for you for being able to take constructive criticism and, being aware of all this and actually caring. I mean, I've edited some shit that, and I don't want to dog on anyone. I want to, help as much as I can. But it was so bad, and they don't want to take any sort of criticism. They don't want to make any changes. They just want to hear, that's perfect, you're good to go. And so, I think the work you put into it is really, really gonna show.
Yeah, MAJI, it becomes an entire educational, you kind of got a crash course in college in a way through this whole experience. So carry yourself pretty high going forward. You're gonna come out of this more of an author than a lot of people think that they are going into it with their inflated confidence.
Yeah, that's true professionalism. You care enough to learn and do it the right way.
Well, see, here's the thing. I believed in the story. I even told Daniel when I asked him if he'd let me be a client. I'm like, the story is good. I just wish it was written by a better writer. And Daniel, I swear, I didn't see this and he didn't do it, but I swear he probably cracked his knuckles and went, well, let's make you a better writer.
Pretty accurate.
Perfect. And I don't think that it's even so much as you're not a good writer. It's really hard to you have this idea and thought and you want to put it down perfectly, and I know a lot of people second guess themselves and have trouble formulating what they actually want to get down. But some people won't even try to get help from people. They just my idea is great and this is it, and I don't have anything to learn. And so many people do that. I never realized how
most
many
people do that,
but it's kind of crazy.
Yep.
And MAJI, I do need to clear one thing up. Your earlier draft was rough. That was not the reason I stopped reading it. The reason was because I figured out that I can't read an entire book on my phone, which is what I was doing. It was making my eyes hurt, and I just
he's out of line, but he's right. I sent him mine too. So yeah.
No.
Well, it's I used to be able to do it, but now I can't. It hurts. It hurts my brain. I can't read that much on the phone.
Going back, because I still have some of the original drafts, because ask Daniel, I'm paranoid. I don't trust tech. But if you compare the original draft, because technically the one Bob and I sent into you guys for a beta reading, which should have been an alpha read, to be honest.
I'm always an alpha reader.
That was technically the second draft, but if you include the fact that the prologue was the original story, then that would be the third draft. But when Daniel and I, during our lessons, sat down, pretty much scrapped after about the second chapter, realized that we have to completely scrap the book and start 100% over because of all the technical flaws. It actually gave me a chance to learn about different things. I learned to recognize expedition dumps, and when dialogue is getting too weighted. I ended up adding in 2 full chapters because I got sick and tired of, this feels like a repeat. There's got to be a way to show the audience instead of just do dialogue.
Yep, and also I've heard some of Daniel's opinions about writing, and just properly being able to use the word "as" is so hugely important. It's almost as important.
No way, please, dude. You have not heard the rants. I accidentally put 4 or 5 as's in a single sentence, and he's like, "We are deleting this."
Otter, it's okay. It's either you either tell bad jokes or you are a bad joke, and I think everybody here tells bad jokes. It works
But
out.
here's the cool thing. So, Daniel, like I said, it's kind of weird with him sitting in the chat talking about this, but at the same time, it's kind of nice to have him confirm what I'm saying. But the way Daniel has it, because like I said, I took advantage of a different service he offers. Most people just use his editing, but where I knew I needed to learn how to write, I took advantage of his tutoring service, which is different. But at the same time, the way so like I would write something and then he would grill me on it. He'd suddenly become a reporter and start asking questions and then ask more questions. And then when I got stumped, he's like, there's your homework. So
Almost
the way
like a
he
good
did
teacher.
it was, the way he did it, you knew exactly what you needed to fix and what the problem was without him actually flat out telling you what you needed to fix. He let you figure it out for yourself.
Yep, I remember when you and I would talk about the book a couple of times in the earlier parts. I would sometimes ask questions, or I'd be like, "Well, what do you think?" I couldn't be mean. I'm not able to be mean. It's hard. I'm only mean to my workers and children, not to my
Not
friends.
true.
Oh, there were days I felt like an idiot from his grillings, but at the same time, it did open up on how to make it better. And because of the way he grilled and the way it felt, because I called it writing boot camp, I actually gave him shit a lot for it because it did feel like that.
Is this what
learned a lot
the
more from
writing
there.
boot camp looked like?
No, writing boot camp made you question if whether or not you could do this as a writer, but he didn't do it in a degrading way. It's just like I said, he let you figure it out, but he guided you in a way that you could figure it out.
See, and then
Oh
this
yeah,
is
you think that's gonna
actually-
work? Are you sure? Have you really thought
Yes,
about it?
sure.
Are you serious?
Not
That's
quite
writing-
like that. Like they were very constructive questions.
Yeah, that's writing boot camp. This is the writing concentration camp.
I was gonna pretty much. I am the ultimate distraction. It's like
For
it's like
users.
my old. It's like my first boss when I was 13, and yeah, he's just like, "Are you an idiot?" I'm like, "You tell me, probably." He told me I needed to trim a bush, and I cut down most of a $600 rhododendron bush. I did what he said. Anyway, moving on.
I trimmed the shit out of it.
He's
Right,
like,
Daniel,
yeah,
what
get rid of all the new green, and so any branch that had new green on it, I cut the branch.
So Daniel, what do you have to say on this? Since I keep talking about you, you might as well speak up. in
Defend
case you
yourself,
say it
sir.
wrong.
I don't need to defend myself. And really, it's your book. I'm just the guide behind the scenes. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty accurate. I was a teacher, as most of you know, so this was always my method for teaching people, not to hand them the answers, just to let them get to the answer themselves.
Yeah, just degrade them long enough, they'll eventually get it. It's the best method.
Only the abusive as.
Yeah. Don't,
Well,
don't-
every time I think because you have it like automatic, like every now and again you'll post about as on Twitter, and every time I see it, I comment. To try to
no, you should have heard his disgust when there was a couple times we had to leave the as in, and he
Yeah.
would try so hard to think of a way around it. He's like, "Oh, there's no way around this, is there?"
There's no way.
No,
as if. Anyway.
Really quick,
as these things go.
Katie's phone overheated, so she had to take off. But she said it was really nice chatting with you guys. And
She called me abusive in the private chat.
Hi, Katie.
She did, yeah, she did. This is true. Yeah.
Sorry, Katie.
She didn't use as though. She did not.
Which is good.
Yeah, I think you should use as much as humanly possible.
As
You
you
do.
do.
I
Kahuna's
don't
gonna
want
get
to.
hurt next time I see
I
him.
don't want to go through my document and delete 50 as's again. That was hard. I'm kidding. He
Yeah,
never
'cause you
actually
got-
made me do
Per
that.
chapter.
No,
Per chapter.
most of the time it was we were going line by line through the chapters, and it was just And there's that damn word again.
There is a different solution, Daniel. One you may have never considered. What if you just add an S to every single one? It makes it a much different story. It changes everything. You have not considered the options. There's another way.
I would be an ass.
As you say.
As you say.
As one does.
As you say?
No, but he was right though. As was okay, so I have learned through this lesson, or well, not just this lesson, but there are fall-on words where authors will pick certain words and just love on them.
Yeah.
My two big words were look and as. Luckily, as drove Daniel crazy enough that he made sure I knew what my favorite word was.
Yeah. This is why one of the proofreads that you do yourself, like one of your self edits, a good thing to do is either have some sort of notation AI read it out loud to you, or you just physically read it out loud to yourself. You could even record the whole you reading the whole thing on your phone in a series of notes or something.
So,
Always recommend it.
Just to
since
hear
we're
it.
on this picture, just so you guys know, so the cover, my cover, are on the cover of the book that you guys saw earlier. The font itself was done by hand. That same person also drew this horse using ink. This is an ink pen.
They did a really good job with horses. Are hard to draw because they have so much visible musculature, and to get it to look right at a certain angle is not an easy feat.
Well,
Yeah, they did a
especially
good
since
job.
this is a non-verbal character that shows up mid-book. This is Lightning. He plays kind of a crucial role for Reese, but at the same time, he is a horse, so.
If he doesn't kick Reese at some point, I'm going to be disappointed.
He doesn't, but he does kick ass. Does that count?
Hey.
Kicks ass. He kicks ass. He kicks ass.
So you can die from a horse kick, just so you know. If you ever need to use that.
Especially since Lightning is technically a Shire draft. He will.
Oh yeah.
Midnight.
Or Midnight, sorry. Lightning is the. You read the thing, so now I keep calling Midnight Lightning.
It's like it's literally why you shouldn't approach like a deer after you hit it, because it can just like kick you in the neck. It's also like I've also I had buddies that worked on farms and stuff, and they you get like a rogue kick in the ribs from a cow that can break some ribs too. So there's a bunch of shit. Yeah, sure.
Here's a random side thing about my life that nobody knows. I actually have a certification in horse massage therapy.
That's awesome.
How does the horse massage you?
No, opposite. It was just one of those random certifications. It's just one of those random things I felt like getting. So
nice.
I don't ask people before I massage their horses. I just break in the middle of the night and have them do my thing.
Well, obviously, it's not a very, very popular profession. But I just figured I might as well get it.
Wait, you break in the middle of the night?
Here's Johnny.
Otter, just be glad MAJI wrote a book including some of her friends as characters, because if I wrote a book where you were there as an otter and Herman was there as a minotaur, that relationship would have gone very differently just for my own entertainment. All right, now.
Surprisingly, it wasn't that hard, but granted, I have a very active imagination.
That's exactly what Kuna would write. Otter milking
Oh,
farm.
jeez.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't want to read that one.
Yeah.
it's like at work today we're talking about all the Welsh jokes. And it's like, well, way back in the day, the Welsh and the Romans they started using sheep intestines as condoms, and that was the kind of that was good technology back then. I guess the biggest difference was that the Romans usually removed it from the sheep first. Anyway. Oh, Jared, I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry. I'm glad I'm not in this book. Oh, bro. No, it's a good time, man. But yeah, no, Maji, I'm so excited for you to release your book. Is it an ebook release? Is it a theatrical release? What is this?
Kahuna, what is this?
Theatrical release has to do with the book.
I meant, you know what I meant.
I don't want to give away the ending, but I had a child draw this for me because it's written in the book.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a very expressive stick figure.
Hey, it was supposed to be a 5-year-old child in the book. Okay,
I meant it. My stick figures look worse than this.
You could at least mean it when you compliment them, Kahuna.
I mean it.
Actually, you know what? I'm very proud of this because she had to do it multiple times because the poor kid didn't understand a Minotaur.
That's a Minotaur.
That's adorable.
She had to go back a couple of times and then finally had to learn what Minotaurs were because she didn't understand.
That's cute.
And that's one of the reasons why we have a slight technical issue with the book is because the pictures keep moving around. Last thing I want is for that to end up in like a deadly batch.
Editor Daniel P. Riley, Sage, are you using Kindle Create? Are you using the free software?
I'm trying to avoid it for certain reasons, but it looks like we may have to.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm not a fan of Kindle Create as a formatting app.
It shoehorns you into a very specific, like my comic that's coming out, I formatted in Kindle Create, and I essentially am forced to have page numbers just because it's the free software. You get what you pay for, and this is free. So if I wasn't forced to have page numbers, I could have the art all the way to the edge of the page. But
yep,
it is what it is. I'm just
that's annoying.
What do you typically use?
I wouldn't suggest doing art to the edge of the page in any formatting for anything, but Kindle Create is unfortunately the go-to for formatting for Amazon.
It's automatic. This will for sure work. Yeah.
Whereas trying to upload a doc in a specific format can be mistranslated depending on how the indents are run, etc. So it's a very finicky process when you're doing it in a doc versus running it through Kindle Create. But you don't get as much versatility out of Kindle Create as you do when you're doing it in doc format.
Either way, it will end up the way it's supposed to be, and I trust Daniel.
It'll get done.
It's going to look awesome regardless of how I have to get it to show up properly.
And I think even if Kindle Create is forced to be used, I think there's it'll look fine. It'll look just fine if that's the case. No matter what, it's art. Come on.
My other option is to just do the ebook in Kindle Create and then run the print version with the doc one that I've already created. We'll see.
I'm sorry. I just saw Reese's loose belt, and that's really funny for some reason. I don't know why it made me chuckle. Maybe it's the anime boy aesthetic thing there, but it's funny.
Yeah, I let the artist have a little bit of creative liberty with the concepts. I gave him the descriptions and let him run wild.
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Okay, real quick. And the great thing about this is that Otter is that size in real life, so it's actually pretty good representation. All right, continue.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Well, what's funny is Daniel and I could not agree on the cover to say Rebels. We were kind of talking about it before the pre-thing, but I originally had a totally different... we had the same background, but I had a totally different one. But he's like, it's too grimdark for your story. I'm like, there's not a grimdark in it. He's like, no. And then
I liked it.
I did like the cover. We can say it. Daniel's wrong. It's okay. It's very easy to be lame and gay when it comes to book covers.
No, it really is a cool cover, but I get why Daniel... I mean, technically, I could have gone, I'm the author, we're going to do it that way. But I get what he was saying, because there is a bit of a whimsical sarcasm to the story itself. That's how I kept it from feeling to death and destruction. So I added just a little bit of side humor and a little bit of heart to it, so it wouldn't have worked. Even though I like the OG, but I didn't like what he had. And then, so after about a month of going back and forth, he's like, okay, you take these two and show them to people, get their opinions. So I printed them out because at work I have a photo lab. But it was literally the difference between male and female. All the guys liked Daniel's cover, all the women liked my cover. So we came up with the median between the two covers.
It's weird. Men and women like different kind of books based on the cover. I never would have guessed that. Not once.
Well, I had to do my due diligence and advisor based on the target audience. Target audience was not going to be a predominance of women. It was going to be a predominance of men.
Manly men. In tights.
Maybe. But
maybe.
Men for sure. Manly men, possibly.
Well, like I said,
Men in tights, definitely.
There is a lot of destruction. There is a lot of chaos and even war. So there's a lot of death, a lot of destruction. I mean, at one point, there's even I don't know what I can and can't say without giving it away. But
you can say whatever you want.
I can make things up too.
There is a full battle scene that takes up a few chapters of the book, so you can imagine it's not lighthearted in any way, but I did add a lot of family elements, a little bit of sarcasm, just to keep it lighthearted because of how heavy some of these things were.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the day when you've got 5 random guys that wouldn't normally get together, being held together by their own personal beliefs. One's family, one's preserving the next generation. I mean, all the main characters have their own purpose. One's a little bit more selfish than the other. Bob Lee just wants to get the stuff done so he could go back to crafting things and be left alone. But
I just want to work in my garage.
That's pretty much exactly what it is with him. So it was one of those that he's like, dude, most of your audience is probably going to be teenage boys or guys, not women, because it is very duty bound. It is. I tried to write men being men. Don't get me wrong. There's women in books, but they're strong in their own way.
Yeah. Real quick before we move on, I need to ask, Ayo, is this supposed to be me?
It looks kind of like you.
That depends. Does it suck or not?
It's very potato shaped. I suppose that's accurate.
I'm not.
The hair's a little shorter now, but I could see it looks a little like me. It's fun.
At this rendering,
sorry, I didn't mean to babble on that. It's just, yeah, the theme of the story is family, duty, and basically, what would it take to just get through the day so you could go home?
Yeah.
And when the
being fantasy
world,
saving the world, you said.
When the day is the end of your world.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
I figured out what he was drawing. Sorry. Continue.
Just from a baseline, being in fantasy, epic fantasy, I know there's women readers, but I think it is kind of it leans more male.
Yep.
So, and then if you actually have men being men in the story, then yeah, I mean, it's a satisfying story. It's like, yeah, this feels right, and then if cool stuff happens and it's cleverly done, like, it doesn't take much to write like a good story, but to write a great story, I think that's when you need to, like, I don't know, not have not take, I don't want to say not take risks, but like be very sure in the risks that you do take, I guess.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like I said, because this is very family oriented, I do have female characters in them. They are side characters; they're not main characters, but they're
I'm not
strong
gonna
in their
read
own
this.
way.
females
Like-
in the book. Ew.
Girls? Ugh.
Like
Girls.
R.H. Snow,
No
if you guys
girls
know
allowed.
her favorite character is Matron Lily, Hunter's wife. That is probably the only character with plot armor, because I know if I do something serious to Lily, Snow is going to come after me.
I also have a weird tendency to love female motherly characters in fantasy fiction. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Like rereading A Song of Ice and Fire right now, and a lot of my favorite chapters are from Catelyn in the first book.
Mhm.
And yeah, I find that to be the case in a lot of fantasy for some reason. But yeah, no, like that chapter was mostly like it was third person, but kind of from Lily's perspective as well. And so yeah, no, that was really good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, so my absolute favorite character, I mean, as things go on, I relate more to Quark, the fat knight that just wants to be a grand. he wants to be he wants to be basically the hero the bards sing about. So as I get older, I kind of relate more to him a little, and you'll see why if you read a book. But Daniel's laughing because he knows why. But but my favorite character is actually an unnamed character that shows up for like half a paragraph. So death, destruction, mayhem, chaos. Main character's trying to figure out the weight of it all, while getting ready to leave his family to go stop more death, mayhem, and destruction, because it's the only way to save everyone, right? So he's just got all this weight on him as he's slowly making his way to his office where his family is huddled for safety. And his attention gets basically he gets thrown off, and it's this kid guarding the door. And I made him intentionally just out of college, or like out of high school, not sure what to do. And Reese is like, you don't have to be here. And the kid's just like, I have nowhere else to be. I can't do anything else right now. Nothing's left. Just let me do my job. And that impact right there made that my favorite character, because I have been in that moment when your world's just completely destroyed and all you can do is keep your head down and work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if for that moment, Reese connects with the kid and goes in, you don't hear from the kid again. But that was my favorite character, because for me, that was a real moment where you just keep your head down and work because you have no idea what else to do.
Yeah,
Right.
and sometimes that's how it has to go.
Which excuse me, which character was mine again? Was it is this scary shadow man on the cover?
No,
I think I die at some point. I know that. I can't wait to read about it.
Yes, you do.
Yes. And I think she inquired, and I said I think I gave permission for as much brutality as possible. I can't remember the details.
You will
It's
actually
thing.
like it. It's yours.
All right, cool.
There's also my character. She actually tried to kill my character, and it just couldn't happen.
It was too
Your
powerful.
character was too strong. So
Yes.
I was too strong. He couldn't kill me in the story.
Actually, story. But when I realized, because I like I said, I learned a lot from the tutoring and all that fun stuff. But I realized that once again, I was having a dialogue where I could be showing the audience something different. So I ended up writing like 2 or 3. It ended up being like 2 or 3 chapters. This whole chaotic scene created a whole bunch of tension to add the his name is actually the Great Kahuna, but to add this Nereid ruler into it so he could show them using his magic instead of having to regurgitate everything and be this big expo dump. But it turned out to be really cool because it added more tension. It was able to create this flow and introduction naturally between these creatures that you know is pretty much evil, but they don't have a choice but to trust them because they have nowhere else to go in this situation of life and death.
That's kind of how that. Yeah, there we go. There you go, There you go, Herman. I saw you were in the chat. I figured
Yeah,
I'd pull up.
that's exactly how I imagine Herman in real life.
I made this year like a year and a half ago for a short. I don't think he ever did anything with it. Oh, it's a good time.
The donk and everything.
That is accurate. That is hedge accurate.
But so yeah, if I'm talking too much about the book, Daniel, just block me.
No, you're fine.
No, you're talking about the book.
This is your show.
You're literally
I know, but
here.
I'm trying not to spoil too much. Pretend that somebody wants to read it.
Don't be afraid of spoilers.
Early
Kahuna,
on,
Kahuna doesn't die. We're not reading. All right, so
Dude, you're an immortal. Your inspired character is an immortal male Nereid based off of Greek lore. You're pretty much evil. You're the spirit of chaos and water.
that's
epic.
true. That's just true. Yeah, actually,
Pretty epic, yeah.
pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. I remember because like in the earlier drafts, I didn't have a character in the book yet, and then later like I added you to the book. I'm like, oh, that's cool. She's like, you're kind of an asshole. I'm like, fair. Oh, I love what AO is doing here. It's the meme, but it looks like me, and that's funny.
I love
really
it
good.
too. Yeah,
That's so good.
So for those who don't know, I did add some inspired characters based off of people in real life. However, I did get permission before I did it, so they can't come after me. Kahuna and AC were one of them. In fact, AC volunteered before I even asked. He's like, if there's a bard in the book, can I be him? And I'm like, and then I didn't think about it for almost over a year, and then Daniel's like, you have to name the bard, and I'm like, I don't want to name. I'm not clever with names. And then I'm like, wait a second.
AC.
AC said he wanted to be a bard.
Yeah, I'm here for it. And I kill a lot of my characters and end a lot of my stories with death. So if any death be involved, I give permission for anything, as long as it's not. Actually, embarrassing is fine too, as long as it's like brutal or like cool in some other way. I don't even care. It's fine. I don't even care. I just want to read it.
A lot of these characters, I really didn't have people in mind. I wrote them and then realized I needed names, except for Kahuna. Kahuna was more of a solution to a problem, because what was it?
The final
It took
solution.
2 or 3. It took like almost a month to figure out, because it was this big problem, and Daniel kept sending me to rework it because it was massive dump of re-information. And I didn't like it, so I finally just took that whole section. I actually highlighted it and completely deleted it and started from scratch.
Yeah, I remember you talked about having to do that with different portions of the book.
Yeah. So what I did was that whole, like, after about 2 weeks, because I even was like, hey, Daniel, we got to postpone tutoring. I cannot, I need more time to work on this, because I knew it was wrong. It was all expedition. It was just boring. If I'm bored as the author, I can't imagine the audience.
Oh,
And
exactly.
every time I went to read it again, it just felt so boring. So I just deleted the whole thing, asked Kahuna if he'd like to be in the book, and then started from scratch. Ended up making 3 whole chapters, found a new way to introduce some of the characters I already had written, because this was in the 3rd or 4th draft. How many drafts did we have?
Oh
6.
man,
A lot.
yeah. 6 sounds good.
Well,
yeah.
because when I got Daniel involved, it was already on technically the 3rd draft, because before we sent it out was the 2nd. But if you counted the very, very first one, which I don't, because it ended up being my prequel.
Mhm.
But it's like I said, it was just bugging me, so I deleted the whole thing and started fresh and ended up putting in a whole new chaos scene, and it was great because I liked how it turned out.
Came out in a way more like you envisioned, or at least better than you had originally written, which is always the goal.
it felt more natural in a way. Especially
That was the
since
goal.
Especially since, so the problem is, you know how most books you have your build up, climax, and roller coaster down. Well, mine had a slight build up, it's kind of like a roller coaster with 3 humps. So you have a build up, then you have the roller coaster first major hill down, but then it climbs up again for the final battle. So it actually is a camel hump instead of just a one round smooth around like most books. So it was right there at the slump of between the 2 hills, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does.
Did they kind of like work almost like acts, or like 3 parts? Yeah.
That was the problem. Is they were, in my mind, they were actually at the first act. Then you had the actual major first event, and then you had the third act, which was the lull. I called it the lull because I was bored reading it. And then you had the final act. Well, I changed the lull. I deleted that whole thing and started over.
It adds up.
Yeah, that checks out. When I first started my novel, I started from a different character's perspective and at a different time frame. I ended up, like, for the final product, switching characters completely, and like rewinding, I think, a few months in the story. So it's interesting how that works out. And earlier, you were saying to Daniel, sorry if I'm like going on about the book or spoiling things. I used to be like kind of hesitant about my book too at first, like particularly the magic system and stuff. But then I realized, you know, for me personally, if you're like kind of writing what you love, one thing that gets me into a lot of things, I don't want to say is like spoiling it for me, but it's like when I look up those lore videos and it's just kind of telling me how the world is, I can kind of nerd out about it a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I guess
it gets you interested rather than something else.
Yeah, it's made me more willing to divulge some of the secrets of my world, like on stream. Like, okay, if it gets out, then it gives somebody stuff to talk about. I guess it's fine. You know,
a basic truth of doing this as an independent author is that wanting to hide spoilers is a rookie mistake.
There you go.
We all do it when we're first starting out. We all want to hold all the cards close to the vest and just give people enough to maybe get the book, and then they can be surprised by all the cool stuff that we put in there. No, it's not how it works.
And most people forget about it anyway. Yeah.
But you want to know something about spoilers? Like, nothing in the psychological data supports the fact that spoilers ruin a story for people.
Correct.
The overwhelming majority of people can hear whatever spoiler is there, and it does not affect their enjoyment of the story whatsoever. For the majority of people. So people that get all butthurt about spoilers, you're a minority. Shut up.
Yeah,
most
for
of the
me,
time, that's the social media bullshit, anyways.
Yeah.
I'll hear a spoiler and I'll be like, "Wait, what happens? Like, who dies? Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna watch it now."
How'd that happen? How'd they get there? What's the setup?
I still prefer not to be spoiled, but sometimes it's like hearing a spoiler, an interesting thing in the story that makes you want to enjoy something. It's like that happened with one of the 2 Fate shows that are actually worth watching. For me, you got something got spoiled. I'm like, oh, that's really neat though. I've never heard of that. Let's see about that.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be great.
Beautiful, dude.
This is gonna be one of animation's masterpieces. I can already.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
We can bring up some more inspiration for you as well.
Yeah.
Let me see. I got one for him.
So that's.
Well, what do you? Okay, so some more direct technical questions. How long is the book?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, because so part of the problem is my computer kept resulting back to the default settings So I saw a totally different document than he did. I just learned how to turn that off today.
Oh, okay, that's funny.
So the plan is for the print version to be 6x9, so it's going to be about 250 pages.
Nice.
Nice.
See, in my
That's a
my
healthy.
version,
That's a healthy
because
book length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's solid.
in my version, because the default settings kept going, it was like 287 pages.
Okay, yeah, getting up closer to that 300 range.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like I
well,
said,
page count. There are like a billion format factors that go into page count. That's why.
Word count is a bit more accurate. Yeah.
word
Yeah,
count's
but word
good no
count
matter
only
what.
matters to other authors. You know, you say word count to people when you're trying to sell them a book, and they look at you like you're a retard.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to Jared's monstrosity, which I really actually enjoyed,
It's a
it just
big
was
book,
super
dude.
long. I only have 88,000 words, which is like one of his chapters.
That's true. That's true.
That is true. That is true.
Yes, the big chungus.
I really
Jared-
appreciate
Jared-
though, MAJI, because you're one of like, I think you're one of like 2 or 3 people that have read the whole thing.
Well, so so you lucked out when
That's
you
because you haven't finished it yet.
I have 2. That one's done.
Well, then where is
I
it?
sent you the epilogue. Come on, Daniel.
Well, see, no,
You know what the
lucked out
epilogue is
because-
called for yours? The never-ending story. Anyway.
Nice. Based.
Well, when Daniel sent it to me, it was right before because I had to actually fly somewhere for work for a week, and so I read most of it while I was waiting for the planes at the airport.
Yeah. The timing on that one worked out great for me.
This is a deeply sexual image. I want you to know, Leo.
Speaking of, for any parents, there is no language in the story. There is no nudity, no sex. All there is a little bit of alcohol and a bunch of fighting.
There you go.
You did ask me about the alcohol thing. I'm like, a lot of kids can see their parents drinking without it being like just this overwhelmingly bad behavior. Why does that work so well?
Oh no.
Where is Jake Esparza to make a little like talking PNG of this?
Of this?
Yeah. I want, and then I want you to like turn the other way and talk that way too, and then you know what I mean, like mirror the image. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be great.
I like that the waffles aren't even being paid attention to.
This is not about waffles.
No,
yeah, exactly. But even then, like the drinking in there has consequences. So like even the one time they're having a drinking contest, Reese gets drunk and falls over and goes, "That really hurt." So I tried to balance it out so it wasn't like it was there, but it had reasons, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And drinking's fine. A little smoking's fine. You know. I think technically,
Actually, I don't even think I have smoking. Do I?
We can add it. No,
yeah.
No, it's not. I don't think any of my characters were smoking, unless they were on fire. But that's different.
Hey, there you
The
go.
smoking kills in MAJI's novel. Mm-hmm. Strong.
Hey, yeah, you don't want to be smoking in my novel. It's usually a bad guy problem.
Instant cancer. No, it's a bad guy marker. Okay, kind of like I see. It's kind of like obesity.
Well, okay, so in my book, the bad guy, because the magic creature, kind of like a human dwarf halfling, is actually a devianthrope, which is the mortal descendants of Fae. You kind of learn in the prelogue that something happened and the Fae became mortals. But the devianthropes can actually see people's souls, their auras. So to hide it, the bad guy stayed drunk to distort his aura so that the main character couldn't see it.
Best job ever.
Mm-hmm.
So drinking had a purpose and it was important, but at the same time, there is some truth to it. It really does mask emotion and mask feelings, and it can distort you.
I heard
Yeah.
somebody say they call it spirits because it, it lets the spirits in.
Ayo, can you add one of the people
Yeah, but
on
those
the panel?
spirits just make you dance.
One the what?
Yeah, exactly.
Ayo, have you seen the meme where it's Alan Grant, like where he's doing?
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna do something like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Maji, am I have
Make a
become-
well guess who.
Mhm.
Oh, I have become a wellspring of creative inspiration for artists everywhere. It's great. No, but Maji, I had a question. Do you have another story you'd like to write? Not that everybody needs to, but I am curious. I haven't asked you before, so.
Oh yeah, I'm probably, especially with all the time and effort that I went to, like getting drilled on how to write. I definitely want to write some more. I just didn't want to pick up another project till this one was done because I know my squirrel brain. I will have like 7 started projects, but nothing finished.
Yeah, no, it's
And
an easy
Daniel
thing
knows
to do.
this about me.
Did you have like a clicker or something to get her attention when she started like going off? like
Down, Maji, down.
yeah,
No,
like
there's
that
a
image.
No, there was a couple of times him and I would start nerding out, and he's like, "Hey, we should probably back to the lesson. Come on!" But I'm sitting there nerding out about weapons or kills or, how scenarios of how you would actually do this move, and he's like, "Focus."
That used to happen when I was in school. We're here to talk about the history of the YMCA, and then 10 minutes later, so do you think demons can use cell phones? Yeah, well, you're going off, dude. It was so much fun.
No, she
Oh,
paid
and-
me for the time, so I had to make sure some work got done.
And
What
Maji,
was
if
funny was
you're
he'd start to go down the rabbit hole with me, and then he goes, "Wait, we're working. Separation, personal from professional."
like the old woman in Yes Man. Focus.
and Maji, if you ever get if you ever wonder about if your combat kind of is too much, I always look at like both Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
There is a couple of scenes, mainly with there's an unnamed warrior that I felt we kind of went a little too brutal on, but that's because Daniel was pushing more for realism on those ones.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean,
Combat
it's very,
accuracy.
that's what it is very combat accuracy. So it's just like, where do you draw the line? Because face it, war is rated R.
Yeah. Evalie might have to take a day off after he reads it, but it'll be fine.
There's also an element of it depends on if it's just one person fighting another and it's like a duel. That's very different than a battlefield, which is going to be chaotic and unknown. Oh, so someone who's weirdly good at writing that kind of battle was George R.R. Martin. I'm surprised. I remembered liking the battles. I don't remember them being very, very good, but they're very, very good. It's
pretty good.
It's confusing, and it's because you're reading it from the perspective of somebody in it. You can't see the overall scoping. You can't see what everybody's doing. You just see what's around the perspective character, and that makes it very confusing.
Yeah.
That's the thing with how I did some of the battlefield, because Daniel can confirm this. I am a nerd when it comes to dwarven technology. I even learned how to make Coke can heaters and Coke can generators so that I can describe Bobley's invention as a real item you can make in the real world.
That's kind of
Added
awesome.
a little bit of fantasy, with the crystals and stuff, but even then the crystals I use is Torlamain. So all the properties of Torlamain matches what I was hoping for in the fantasy, but just more dramatic. So Torlamain's the only crystal that can generate its own positive and negative field in the real life, and it can be activated by vibration or heat. And in my world, both are used for the Torlamain crystals, but obviously in a lot more fantastical setting. So I tried to bring a little bit of realism into it so you could believe it. And in some of the fights, the dwarves bring out dwarven ballistas, but because the air is so hot and dry, they are spontaneously combusting like they would in that kind of situation. And so it took us forever to explain how to do it in a way that was
that's a person.
believable
Like,
on
what are
the
you putting?
battlefield.
I
But
know what you meant. I know what you meant.
but what was cool was it drove me nuts. I did not want them to scream fire when they're shooting their ballista bolts.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
well, that's because it's a reference to gunpowder. They're not using gunpowder.
Exactly.
But I actually made I based off of the movie Last Samurai, where they did the fan dancers in the Japanese era.
Yeah.
I actually had them holding fans as signal, and Daniel's like, let's take it one more step, and we could do this particular rune, which literally means attack. So when they bend down on their knee, they are literally saying attack, but using the fans as signals so that everyone on the firing line could see it.
Based.
No, that's legit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good touch.
Oh,
Yep.
always. I love little linguistic things people put in books,
Mhm.
like especially because like a lot of modern language doesn't belong in these fantasy stories most of the time, which is why like it's one of like reading a book of the ilk of say
For
like
the mind, yeah.
the fourth wing. It's like these people shouldn't be talking this way. I don't think. And everyone's always they always act like it's a lore reasons, like, oh well, they just developed the talk. No, you're lazy. I think you're lazy.
Anybody that wants to write accurate fantasy lore with non-powder projectiles, the term is loose.
Loose.
Yeah, but we skipped that altogether and made it our own, based off the old Japanese style, which added more to the dwarves because the dwarves were the way I designed the dwarves was kind of more of a dramatic descent, but then you add some of the Japanese battle styles to them, it gives them their own unique compared to everyone else.
Very nice.
Well,
Really?
historically, the reason for signals with flags, which we did fans, was because there's a lot of damn noise on a battlefield. So you're not going to be able to hear verbal commands. You know, they use visual sightline commands.
And the reason why I picked fans was because the traditional fans were made out of metal, not wood. And for those who don't understand, the entire battlefield's on fire, so it's hard to hear as it is. They're yelling over each other just to talk to each other. And so they can't hear commands out in the wild earth. But because we had the ballista bolts, so this part I had written before Daniel kind of took over, but he helped me make it seem more real. But so instead of because the ballista bolts were catching on fire, I figured we were going with the traditional Chinese fans where they were solid metal so that they could hold it. I mean, I even acknowledged they're freaking hot as hell, and they have to wear pretty much lava suits in order to hold them, but they are there.
I will point one thing out, Maji.
Huh.
They would have heard me. They could have heard me.
Well, there's this one scene where Bobley is talking to his brother, and they are literally yelling at each other while they're having this heart-to-heart. Probably could have done more yelling at each other to indicate that, but it's just because of all the noise and the chaos, it's really hard to hear. And then on the battlefield, because of all the heat and everything, it's hard to breathe. As the longer this goes on, the more demanding it gets on everybody's bodies.
Totally agree. And it's like there's only one. It's AC. There's only one. It's so
Masterpiece.
good, dude.
Masterpiece. Oh my god.
If we had more time, we could have Katie like standing aside, like just like glaring over, like again. But anyway, no, there's only like one or two books I've read where there's a heroic speech before a battle, and it's acknowledged they all can't hear you. So, like one book, the solution was, oh, you have runners who run the message and yell it somewhere else and things of that nature, like they write it down and repeat it, kind of thing. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It is kind of funny. Yeah.
I kind of skipped the heroic speech. The king.
Imagine it's just a giant game of telephone, and it's like, we're gonna win today. We're gonna
The king says
sing
something
today.
slightly heroic, but it's to his son. It isn't to everyone because it's not possible the way it's all set up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Although, if I was writing a funny scene in a fantasy book, that would be a great idea. It's just like they don't write it down, but like so by the time it gets to the back of the army, the speech, it's completely.
What'd he say? The sheriff is near.
He said retreat. He said everybody fall back.
Retreat. What'd he say?
He said
he wants
we'll
to
eat.
see his feet. I don't know.
We'll eat.
Yeah, and because of that, I made signals, like axe signals and stuff like that, actually physically seeable so that other people could spread the word. They rely a lot on just simple gestures that you wouldn't think means something in the heat of battle, but it does.
Oh no, it's good. I love all that because like not everybody's gonna care about these kind of things when they read a book, but I always appreciate the effort when I notice it. I'm like, yeah, no, this person thought this through like more than 5 seconds. This is neat. I enjoy.
It's much better.
Oh, no.
It's much better that than like you read it and you be like, wait, this isn't nobody. They did not think this through at all. Nothing makes sense. They just wrote. Nothing on this page makes any sense.
Oh yeah, no. Daniel and I spent many hours back and forth, like, because this, like I said, this was one of the few things that we kept from the original was the dwarf fight. We changed most of the ending, but the dwarf fight we kept because I'm like, no, I want my dwarf fight. But
Gotta have the dwarf fight.
But him and I spent many hours back and forth to try to make this sound as realistic as possible. I had a lot of things, but he like added the small little details. Like I originally had it so that you could shoot the ballistas up in the air, and he's like, "That's not possible. Even with aiming mechanisms, they can only go straight forward." So then, but it added a sense of realism to the battle because just bouncing the ideas off with another warhead. Geek.
Oh, the dwarf fight. You need to get the dwarf fight in there for sure.
So
yeah.
It's in there.
Is it dwarf on dwarf, or is this dwarf versus another race?
Dwarf versus undead.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Ma-
No, this
magical undead?
This battle pissed me off.
Magical undead.
Okay, there we go.
This
Skeletons
battle
then?
could have been so cool, and it was just why? It was so
Yeah, yeah.
frustrating watching this movie.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm like, I would have rather you do what the book did. Basically, Bilbo gets knocked out in the beginning, and this is the whole thing. I would have
Yeah.
preferred that compared to some of the
Mhm.
Okay, now this part, it's like the Legolas running up the falling rocks. I don't know why I didn't think it was cool. It just wasn't. I like
It
this
looked
is
bad.
stupid. It looked bad. It was one of the stupidest things I'd ever seen.
Uncanny.
Oh, that, and then it's like, oh hey, our elves. You know how they have a perfect line of shields in front of them and bows? Why don't we just jump over
In
the
front of
protective
it.
wall? Ah, brother. Oh man. Anyway, I'm fine.
Well, see, here's the thing. I am kind of slightly worried. Because I have been working on this book for so long. Daniel says it's not going to be that big of a deal, but it's me. Because I have been working on this book for so long, certain things weren't a big deal, suddenly are. AKA things that people will say, oh, it's political, because they'll read like the Minotaur tribe is trying to get away from, the danger in the forest. But so I am a little worried about the first couple of chapters, but I'm hoping it'll be enough that people can say, oh, it's actually not political. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
I get it.
yeah.
Minotaurs are
Doesn't say anything.
Mexicans. We understand. It's
Fuck
the
'em.
underlying. No.
No.
Let's do what all the lefty Twitter people do. It's just like, I'm going to assign a race in the real world with that of a fantasy race and call it racist. That's what we'll do.
That's actually what I'm afraid of. They're like, oh, it's a book on immigration. And I'm like, no, it really isn't. That just happened to be how the book
Well,
started.
Actually,
Immigration-
Maji, you're looking at this all wrong. If enough uproar happens, people will read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and like, who cares? Who cares what those people think? Like, people who get worried about that kind of stuff, their opinions shouldn't be considered valid on anything. So,
I mean, they're barely people, so yeah. That's what
fair.
Jared's saying.
That's fair.
Time will reveal the truth.
This is true.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's fun enough, and I understand like the beginning of the books, especially where it's a mini epic fantasy. The beginning might be a little slow for some people, but there's a lot of world building in there, and I tried to mix it with just enough humor to keep it worth people reading.
Well,
that. Go ahead, AC.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, after your first book, you kind of have a better idea of more what you want to do. Like after my novel, I was like, I'm not doing another one of these for a while, huh? I really like short stories, and it's because I'm really after that satisfying ending and diving into a new cool idea. Because my brain does this thing where I just keep thinking, like it started in my band days, like, oh, that would be a cool song name. That would be a cool band name. Oh, that would be a cool book name. That would be a cool movie concept, and then so like now my brain has a lifetime of doing that. And so short stories just work out better for me. I can do each one like a little challenge, diving into different themes and stuff.
And that's the thing. Some author, it's not, the length of a book has never been a problem for me. If it's well written, it can be well written long, and it can be I've read short stories that I loved, and I've read very obnoxiously long fantasy stories that I love. It's an old meme, sir, but the code checks out.
Oh, it checks out, yeah.
I love that this started as a meme and now it's become it's a real book.
It wasn't even it was like a meme of a meme, and it was supposed to be a short story. But
yeah, because originally we had a whole bunch of people writing short stories for it. I still have mine somewhere.
Yeah, but now it's awesome.
Well, that was just it. I wrote the short story, and then I fell in love with so what happens after this? Because the short story was like, it was only supposed to be like 20,000 words, but I kept asking questions, like, as I started to develop the world in my head. And then, because originally it was supposed to be, oh, hey, everything's a D&D game, not a D&D game, but basically a role-play game, and it's a total party kill. But I kept asking questions like, okay, so if this scenario actually happened, how do you stop it? And it just kept growing and growing. It ended up me creating a whole magic rule system, whole entire world. The whole D&D I keep calling it D&D. It wasn't D&D. It was just a role play.
Yeah.
RPG.
But the whole thing got completely scrapped. It got completely scrapped, completely anything. In fact, there's hardly any actual signs of any of that left in there, because I tried to go back to original lore, like Greek lore and Roman lore. Even the Minotaur tablets that the Minotaurs have are based off of the Bulgarian Gold Book, which is the oldest book in the world. So I went way past all of that and started fishing out the original origin stories, and then built from there. So a lot of people are like, it's going to be D&D based, and I'm like, no, that's just it. It's not. It's based off the originals.
There's a certain aspect that D&D has, that it's this idea of found family. Anime taps into it too. Spoilers for next week. I just finished Firefly. To watch.
I'm so glad you watched it finally, dude. Firefly is
I can't believe you kept like that.
That's
I made that so long ago.
I know. It's
so
funny.
good. So good.
Also, Roy, I think Royce is like, are you going to put your shirt on at some point? I'm like, probably not. When it's dry. It still wasn't dry.
But yeah, no. When I say D&D, it wasn't supposed to be a D&D, because we went further than D&D. It was just supposed to be a basic role play. But I mean, even as Daniel, I was super excited when I, like I said, I was talking about that lull that I ended up deleting and creating something different. I'm like, dude, the answer's been here the whole time. We have the ancient Fae. Why not bring in the original Greek Nereids? And he's like,
ma'am.
That's why Daniel gets paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
I just hope he'll yell at me for free. That's my whole goal.
How's
I'll always yell at you for free, Kahuna.
I know you. That's what true friends are for, my friend.
Yep.
well, see, in the story, the Fae, because in traditional Fae are just evil, pixie little bastards. But
they're evil kidnappers.
They're capricious.
But yeah, so I kind of made them so that they're more mischievous and more. They try to be chaotic neutral, basically.
Kinda
So
like
I did alter
animation
them a
overlay.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because
Little
of their
Fae.
attitudes and stuff, it affects the type of magic they use, which makes more sense when you're facing when you get more into the story. But so I tried really hard to add as much of those ancient legends as possible, just because then that way, or at least hints of them, then that way it made the story a little bit more familiar and plausible for our world, even though it's not, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. And those types of overlaps make it like adds familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And face it, only geeks really know the D&D thing. So I didn't want to draw from that. Especially
it's kind of gone mainstream though in some ways.
This nerd doesn't.
Did you land in a more traditional place with the magic system?
Yeah, the magic actually, because the traditional magic has consequences. I mean, face it, Genie 3 Wishes was like a monkey's paw. You always ended up regretting it. So with my magic system, the only exception to that would be Alvar, just because he is technically the mortal descendant of Fae, comes at a consequence.
The monkey's paw, what was it? Faustian bargain, deal with the devil. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but
not as extreme. Like Egan kind of gets away with it a little bit, but that's because Egan taps his magic from a different source than, say, the nature ones. But like the Otter, Milak, and Hunter, because their magic comes directly from their essence and embodies elements, it comes at a consequence.
Yeah.
It literally, they're giving up part of their soul to use it, or part of their strength. And in the cases of like Hunter's people, where they're keeping the fire shield up, it actually kills some of them.
Right.
Yeah, so there's a definite cost. Magic is made more interesting by what it costs or what it cannot do, not what it can. It's like, maybe the magic is super powerful, but it costs like it'll cost their life force, or perhaps there's been some magic systems where it's like, there will be an unknown consequence, but the more magic you use, the higher chance there is that it'll be something irreversibly bad.
Well, the only weird exception is Egan, but you learn in the book that Egan draws his magic from a different source, so he gets a little bit more flexibility. But even then, he still faces consequences sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And no, that's always an interesting kind of thing to. I'm going to go to Daniel's book a little bit. What's the name of the book?
Heir of the Dragon.
Heir of the Dragon. Thank you. I was like Dragon Reborn. No, that's Wheel of Time. What am I saying? No, yeah. Heir of the Dragon. I'm like. So we don't get to play with vampires and not have consequences, right? And then absolutely. He's like, no, there's definite consequences. It's a bad time for everybody involved.
The whole story is consequences.
Yeah.
But like you don't want a story without consequences. You need to have consequences.
Yes.
And it adds tension. Like even something like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's like there are laws of alchemy that you don't break. It's not that you can't stretch the boundary of what you can do. It's like these are they're taboos. They're things that you're not supposed to mess with, and there's dire consequences for very young characters almost immediately in that story. I'm still hesitant to let my kids watch that one. I don't know about that one. Maybe Thorin, he's getting older, but still. Yeah, it's like, oh, the children, they tried to resurrect their mother and then they made a monster and lost their bodies. It's horrible. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the story. Waves. Oh, that is a most excellent anime, though. I do enjoy that one.
It's pretty quick. You get to the little girl dog hybrid too. So it's
what a
like, no, I promise.
Just gut-wrenching.
It's not that dark. It's
Devastating
not that
episode
dark.
4.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, maybe we'll just put on Jurassic Park, kids. Let's like watch some Jurassic Park.
Fellas, I gotta call it a night. I gotta drive home.
No, I hear you,
I think
brother.
this
No,
is gonna
that's
Have a good night, man.
That's fair, Jared. I'm getting tired too, but I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing.
I know, right?
I'm enjoying the
should've
talk.
gone to bed 3 hours ago.
I know, dude. But hey, Daniel knows everything that's going on our end, so he can dual shill for me.
All right.
So,
You got
see
it.
guys.
Well, thanks for
Have a good night.
talking and BSing.
Yeah, Maji, it's always good to hear from you, girl. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So Maji, what for your setting? We touched on the magic system. It's more like connected to their spirit or like their fatigue, like taxes their body kind of thing. But like the setting, is it more medieval?
Probably. Yeah, I would say that.
It's more medieval.
It is more medieval, but because of the dwarven technology, it kind of flirts in the steampunk.
Steampunk a little bit. Yeah.
That's fair.
But
That
we
was
had
kind of the
dwarves
impression
a
that I
little
got.
bit more advanced.
And plus, I noticed with a lot of medieval fantasy when it's used as a setting, a lot of people tend to mix in Renaissance, more Renaissance stuff than medieval stuff. It's like, oh, we'll have castles and knights, but then we're also going to have like a bunch of things that are actually more traditionally associated with the Renaissance era than the medieval era.
Well, see, that's the thing, because we got the Fat Knight in it. Technically, he's from a totally different area. So you could say it's combined, but at the same time, it's culturally divided. Because Escobar is on the east and Zavech is on the west. So they're two different regions. In fact, the way they slur their words and stuff have different speech patterns. It's kind of like the difference between north and south.
Let me tell you right here. No. Also,
it's me, Daniel.
Real quick, Daniel, did you? I remember I used this image to promote your service at one point on Twitter. Did you notice the mustache the first time?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I actually left a gift saying that is a mighty mustache.
That's right. That's right. I mistakenly thought he won't notice. He'll just say, "Oh, my buddy is shilling me. It's cool." No, he noticed. Right.
I can't turn on or bring off.
It's like that looks like a man I would trust to buy insurance from. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is disturbing on so many levels.
The salad fingers, dude. It's so good.
Dude, I'm here for it. This might be our new header image.
Background.
Like on everything.
Part of me says go to bed, but I want to see this finished.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I'm still here.
I'm working on it.
I got the whole night clear. Kids asleep.
Herman is right. I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
But
Herman.
yeah,
Look at her. Look at her.
Daniel, you shill some of your book. This
Which
is just
one?
as much of your victory
Good
as
part.
mine.
He may have. Yeah.
Which one?
Well,
Your
whichever one
favorite.
you want to.
Yeah.
You're
The one-
working on a series.
You have a book behind you on your screen, which
Yeah, that's product placement.
yeah. we know, Daniel. We know.
Yes.
Well, one thing I was gonna say, this could be so spoilers for next week. Firefly, that's what we're going over. But like the whole reason I even brought that up is the found
Best.
family dynamic. So Daniel, if you have a found family story, that would be a good one to plug in because it would be kind of in line with Maji's story.
That's genius.
Everything that I've written has a found family theme in it.
Yes, that's the way.
I still need to read.
Kisai makes a family out of a bunch of disparate people in a world that's, awful and trying to keep everyone separated. Legacy of Heroes, the hero kids become an ersatz family together, and even Modern Horrors, as the story progresses, you'll see the found family theme sort of blossom from each of them, because with Modern Horrors, which is what I'm working on the third book of now, the concept behind it is that these are individual creature feature stories, but there's a predominant narrative going on in the background of something that will occur with the final book. So it's going to have something of a Monster Squad final book where all of these creatures who have found each other, come to a certain purpose together.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, man.
We'll call it a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yes.
A league of awesome young monsters.
Yeah.
An avenging team of some kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like we may not be able to save the world, but we can sure as hell avenge it. I'm like, that sounds so familiar.
A monster mash, if you will. And no one gets that one.
Indeed. I like that. I think I might use that, a Monster Mash.
Is that song open source? So if that song's open source,
I don't care if it is or not.
Yeah.
None of my video advertisements actually monetize in any way, so I don't give a crap if it's open source or not.
I bring it up because it would be really fun to do like a cover of that.
I did a short teaser video ad that I put up on X at one point with the song Monsters by Megan Dia, which is a really fun song if you've never heard it. But anyways, this particular book, the third book, begins the found family arc, because in the first book you're introduced to David, who becomes a vampire. In the second book you're introduced to Mira, who finds out that she's a werewolf, and she is assisted in her attempt to understand what she is by David from Era of the Dragon. And with there's no spoilers for me, so with the end of this third book, David and Mira rescue the main characters of this book because they're aware of the events that are going on, and they sort of recognize that they're unique just like the two of them are. To better understand, because this image is very, very small. The third book is called How to Build a Better Girlfriend. It is my retelling of Frankenstein.
It's like, imagine if Dr. Frankenstein was really lonely. And then that's,
Well, the modern horror stuff is always based around retelling the classic monster stories with modern touchstones of our culture. So with Era of the Dragon, the story kind of based around the boss babe, cougar mentality with the woman and her preying on David and his friends. With A Beast, it was finding yourself, as most young stories are, but there was a underpinning that her mother was slowing the potential process of her becoming a werewolf by using hormone drugs. So she was incapable of going through puberty because she was on puberty blockers, because her mother was afraid that during that period of normal human evolution, her potential werewolf lineage would begin. And it did when Mira decided she was going to take herself off the drugs and not tell anyone.
Yeah, that's a good angle, dude.
It's a good catalyst for the story too.
Yeah. So, How to Build a Better Girlfriend is the story of Frankenstein told from the lens of a very intelligent, very tech savvy incel who is trying to make the perfect companion for himself. It takes a little bit from
Weird Science,
the Galatea story, and from Frankenstein, some small references to Weird Science because it's fun.
Thank you. Yes. I love how dark AC is in this as well.
He the character created himself a LLM companion, so he had basically a chat GPT that he became best friends with and coded it to perfectly complement his way of living and conversation and everything. And then that inevitably transformed into, well, why don't I just build her a body?
So it's Grok.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's not a new story because I've seen a couple of movies and books and stuff written about it. But I like the way you write these things. Like Air of the Dragon. I love G Sedai, but I really like Air of the Dragon. That's a really
Thank you. The twist for this one is that the process of uploading his LLM into the essentially android that he creates goes awry, as these things often do. And instead of uploading the code that he has painstakingly perfected to be exactly what he wants in a person's personality, it creates a sort of corrupted copy.
Yeah.
It's not exactly right, and it becomes its own new thing, which is not what he wanted, but he learns over the course of it, as these stories go, that, hey, the uniqueness of this individual I created is actually kind of better.
I was going to ask, because one of the more compelling parts about the original Frankenstein book for me was the monster wanting a companion of what that was like him in that story. And if it's a spoiler, don't tell me, but I am curious if there's any element of that creeps into your retelling of the story. It doesn't have to.
Yes, kind of. I have no problem talking about any of this stuff, so don't feel bad about asking. Yes, but through a different lens, because he has created himself a girlfriend, a female companion. It adopts an understanding of being a woman. And the one thing that it does lament at one point in the story is that even though it physically appears to be a woman, it recognizes that it's a construct and it can never reproduce.
Yeah, the urge to be motherly and have that kind of development, which it obviously can't because it's not. It's a construct. It's not a person.
Right.
Oh yeah. I'm super interested in the monsterverse you got building up over there. And
Air of the Dragon is okay. So Daniel's like, don't listen to me. This part as my editor. I read it separately because anybody who knows me knows I like my monster books. Oh, yeah. I mean, I have a 3rd edition Dr. Jekyll, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean,
3rd edition. That's impressive.
Well, I can't. It's hard to get the 1st and 2nds, but and then I have a recreate of it's like nothing really worth bragging, but I went and found a collector's edition remake with all the original graphics for the Frankenstein because I really like the old books in terms of their art and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm very, very picky on my monster books, and I really hate reading first person. But the way
I
Daniel
hated
wrote
writing it.
the
Oh yeah.
Daniel wrote Era of the Dragon in first person, but the way he did it, it didn't feel like I was reading it in first person. It felt like I was watching the movie with the character. And like I said,
That's
I'm
true.
very, very picky about my monster books because I like the old school monsters. I mean, I went back to Greek lore for a lot of my inspiration, past the D&D, past all the that stuff, to back to the originals. So Twilight Sparkling Vampires? No, go to hell. But so when I was reading Era of the Dragon, it felt very real. It felt like a real monster book.
I can't take full credit for that, even though my writing of a vampire was more classic, based on actual Dracula lore. The style of first person was it took its form from Interview with the Vampire.
That, yeah, I noticed that a little bit, even though I really hate that story.
Well, I wanted to do it better than Anne Rice did, so that was my goal with the design, because it starts in third person and then it becomes first person through the actual story of David's rebirth as a vampire, and then it ends in the epilogue in third person again. And that was my version, modernizing it. This was a totally different character who found a videotape of David telling the story of how he became a vampire and was trying to figure out if it was a hoax or not.
Yeah.
Well, like one of my favorite scenes, a little bit of a spoiler, sorry guys. One of my favorite scenes is where the character finally sees his reflection in the mirror. And he's like, oh my gosh, I have a soul. But the way Daniel did it was the original mirrors were made out of silver, but the newer mirrors are not. So technically he doesn't, but he believes he does, because traditionally, if he was looking at a ancient mirror, he wouldn't be able to see itself. But the new ones, because they aren't made of silver, which, if anybody knows properties of metals, silver is a purifier. So that's why the tradition is vampires can't see their reflection or can't hold silver.
Yeah.
And what I did to explain that was he was able to see his reflection in all other ways, but there was one scene with an antique mirror when he was trying to get himself some clothes from basically a consignment shop, and he wasn't able to see himself in that mirror, and it freaked him out. If
you're gonna play with silver as having effects like that, that has the wheels turning in my head a little bit. Look into the superconductors as well. There's like gold, right?
Mhm.
Like if silver is like
copper has a theme in my story a lot.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, and like what's it? Mercury? Is it mercury? The liquid?
Yeah.
Is it
Mercury.
yeah, I think
It's
mercury.
liquid at room temperature.
I think mercury is another superconductor. So like some of these other metals and even rocks, crystals and stuff that have kind of special, unique qualities like that. Because I know what you're talking about with the silver, and I always found that fascinating about silver. That's why the saying "born with a silver spoon in your mouth" it's literally killing bacteria in the baby's mouth just from being silver. That's crazy.
And
it's killing bacteria. What?
There's also this element of, like, there's different ways to approach different things, like the idea of using real world elements and then applying some of their natural properties in a more supernatural way. But like for example, a buddy of mine, he has this whole sci-fi story, and it's like I have the metal or the material that cannot be destroyed by anything. But he did something a little different. It literally cannot be destroyed. There's only one thing that can destroy it, and there's two different. Basically, the reason it can't be destroyed is because it's not from this universe. and the only one person can make it. Basically, they're pulling it through basically a portal, and they have to shape it as it comes through. Because once it's here, it's unbreakable essentially, and so it's a really neat way of like, oh, we can have the invincible armor and weapon thing that we all want, but it's not nonsense. There's at least a semblance of reason behind.
So in my story, on the floor, there's these green faded metal tiles that form a very peculiar pattern. Well, it's actually a giant circuit board. So the metal tiles is just faded copper. What was really cool was after I made it and all that, I ended up taking apart a wireless charger. It came in busted, so I figured might as well take a look at it. And its design was almost exactly how I had it set up in the book, with the little plates lining up and allowing the electrical flow that way to charge the battery.
That's fun. That's creative.
Yep, good realism. Yeah, I try to do a little bit of the same thing with this book. A lot of the finer detail work of the construction of the android is done through 3D printing, but the framework, the actual skeletal design, was done with traditional forging of metal in order to create a frame that could sustain everything that had to be put inside of the artificial body. And I tried not to go too far into the exposition of doing all of that, because it's going to take away from the pacing of the story, but had to make sure that the details were there to show that this character is highly intelligent and adaptive enough with technology to figure out how to blend these things into something unique and extraordinary.
Yeah, and it's a fun modern take. It's like, okay, now I'm not creating life in a dead body. I have something I've created, and it's going to be like this. And then it gets to the part where he's like, "Do I add silicone? No, that's too much.
And I got to have a lot of fun with it too, in the world build part of designing the story, because this is the modern world and he's kind of an internet geek. So a lot of the things that become aspects of the character's corrupted personality are based around his intended programming. They just don't work right. So he has, for lack of a better term, I'll just be blunt, the construct, when it does exist, has a awkward and off-putting tendency to behave like an anime girl, because that's what he coded. Yeah, that's what he coded the personality to do. But because it's busted, it does these things in the wrong times, in the wrong context, because it doesn't know anything about that stuff. So there are scenes where he's mortified in public when he tries to take his new creation out for a stroll and kind of stress test whether or not it can function in society, that mirror some of the aspects of the original Frankenstein story, just in new and interesting ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, instead of people being scared of her, they're just cringe. They just feel the cringe.
Yeah, there's a lot of cringe until the major events occur, and then once they realize that she's not human, then the fear that it runs rampant in the climax of the Frankenstein story begins.
Yeah, well, like there's also like, once it's like there's that uncanny valley element that's like, it's so creepy. It's uncanny valley stuff is always creepy.
Oh yeah.
He actually actively tries to avoid the uncanny valley as part of its design, in order to make sure that it can pass as a human being. He creates details in its physical appearance that make it more realistic on purpose to avoid that.
Oh, like flaws in the skin.
Yeah, physical feature flaws, things like that. But what it ends up being is the socializations go wrong.
Yeah.
And draw attention to the fact it's almost like an alien visiting planet Earth. You know,
but
they're
like
trying to
people
emulate
don't act
people.
like this.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Dude, this is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I think it's time to call it a night after this, man.
I think so.
I
Ayo,
agree.
you've outdone yourself, my friend. This is a
Okay.
work
Wow,
of
we've
art.
been going at this for 4 hours.
Yeah. You like it enough?
Just
Hey,
so
oh,
you
this-
guys know, I threw a link in the private chat because I am going to have to go. I need to get some sort of sleep before 5 a.m.
Shared it.
So this is what Jared was alluding to. Jared and I have been working on the next Rising Tide film. We've been getting the script all finished and polishing it up while he's been doing some minor film work to flesh things out. We've set up a Kickstarter that will be going live, I hope, by the end of this week, but if not, the very beginning of next week, to hopefully fund some of the major portions of doing the film later this year. We need to get a location for one of the climax scenes, like a nice set location and some extra equipment. So
Did he ever figure out the flashback, where to film some of the flashback stuff? Because I forgot to ask him about that.
yeah, he's got most of it figured out. It's just he's still working on a couple of small scene flashback stuff. And we've been working on it every week for the last couple of months. But I set up this particular Kickstarter for funding some of the work on the film, hence my name being attached in the link there. We are going to create our own Rising Tide company Kickstarter for the future as long as things go on. Our plan is to try to turn this into a independent media studio where
That
we can start
pay people and sustain, and
we can start taking on some other projects that we feel could benefit from being transformed into a physical film. Or we were also talking about doing, like, YouTube series, episodic storytelling, things like that. I urge you to check this out. This one is a suspense thriller. It's about a former government agent who returns home to become a law enforcement officer and ends up in conflict with a serial killer in his small town. It's got all the wonderful creep factor you're looking for, and none of the bullshit that you're going to find in modern films these days.
It's a nice blend of the way the kind of story it is. It's pretty unique. It's a unique angle on a formula we've seen before for these kind of stories, but the elements within are quite unique. Its location, what the antagonistic force kind of is, how it's perceived, how it's felt, the whole thing. And even compared to his first movie, which was well shot, and it had some.
You beat me to it.
It had some limitations, but this film is already looking so good without any color grading, without any of all of that fixing. I was there when we filmed the two or three of the scenes. It was looking so good right off the bat. This is a huge step up from the last project.
Yeah, he has a fantastic eye for filmmaking. I'll be coming out to Idaho for the filming of the major work for the film so that I can help him co-direct. He admitted that trying to direct while acting at the same time proved to be quite stressful. So I'll be there as quality control for when he's in scenes.
Which is often.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into this. And
consider
the story
us
is just fantastic.
Right. Consider us an asset. Like anything I know about like sound and stuff, I know Jared probably knows as much, if not more, but like sound, like
I
if you
swear
need
my
extras,
art is better than
you know, if you need extras, anything like that, Katie has her modeling experience and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like whatever you need. I don't even know what that might be, but you know.
Well, for the time being, share the link with everybody you know.
Yeah.
The more help we can get with this, the more opportunities we can have in the future, and the better product we can put out in the final production phase.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Deal.
Yeah. I next time when we refilm some of the portions some of the scenes I'm in, I have a bad habit. If I wear a cowboy hat, I take on a little bit of a southern way of speaking. And at one point he's like, Christian, you're in North Idaho. You don't sound like it's the hat. Sorry.
It's the hat. The hat took over.
I did not realize I was doing it until he pointed down. He's like, oh, yeah, no, that's not right. Yeah.
Yeah, check out the link. There's a video, which is the official first trailer, plus some commentary from Jared at the end on the page. You know, sign up if you're interested in supporting the project when it goes live. We would appreciate it. And I'm not afraid to say that if we can find momentum to bring this into a successful financial endeavor as much as a creative endeavor, our goal is to make it something that all of us can benefit from within our community of creators, not just in being able to produce some things for you guys, but being able to bring you guys on as part of the production process and make this a creator run media group.
Yeah, Jared and I have talked a bit about that, and it's a beautiful idea. I'm excited to see where this goes, because it has all the potential.
Yep.
It has, in my opinion, tremendously more potential than, say, the first film. The first film was great, but with the ideas in mind and what he's going for, what everybody involved, I've met a lot of the people. Everybody's really on top of it. If we could create something that can sustain livelihoods and create art in a way that's positive and productive, that unbelievable if that can happen.
That's my goal.
All right. Before I just saw Animation's comment in the private chat. Sorry, I got to click away from that. It just made me laugh. Final roll call. What should Kahuna be thinking? I'm torn between Clever Girl or Life Finds a Way.
Oh no, not with that.
We gotta think of something here.
You guys have fun with that. I'm going to bed.
All right.
Night.
All right. Thanks, Daniel.
Night, man.
Good night, brother.
I might not be too far behind though, because I gotta leave for work at 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, no, I feel that.
Well, this is the final.
What are you trying to figure out?
Just what Jurassic Park phrase we should add here for the final. Life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
Spare
no expense. At no expense.
Spared no expense.
That's it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, this
Welcome to Iron Seas. Spared no expense.
Hey, Animation, how do you feel knowing that this might be your magnum opus of all time?
If this is all I'm remembered for, I can sleep soundly.
Yeah.
If I have the budget someday, I'll have this painted as a mural on the side. Of
Herman, how about cling to me, my gentle flower?
It's not very polished, but I think that makes it funnier.
Yeah.
AC's face being squished against it is so funny to me.
He's definitely enjoying your moves.
And my indifference is the whole thing. It's really, really funny.
Well, what's funny is the whole famous scene of Jeff Goldberg, or I think that's his name,
Goldblum.
with his Goldblum with his shirt open like that was actually improv. It wasn't planned.
He was just lounging that way. It was like, all right, yeah, let's do that.
Which makes sense, you know. He got injured. He's burning up, you know. The tropical island is probably hot.
Could have been there that they can't reproduce. They're all females.
Oh my
Turn up the dino
goodness.
gate.
Now I'm torn. Oh my god. Do we do that one?
Spare no expense is fun. Is really funny. In a little non-specific.
Spare no expense is the universal one.
I got it. Okay, in comic book fashion, a caption window. It's like the narrator. The narrator says what you said about they can't breed. And then you're thinking spare no expense. Or
well,
actually,
technically, Jeff's line was, "What do you do? Lift the dino's skirts?"
Right.
I thought about that, but I'm not wearing a skirt. That's the biggest problem.
True.
For
Well,
one,
the other
not
image
a
you
skirt.
I mean, I have worn a skirt, but that's neither here nor there. All right.
It's called a kilt.
No, it wasn't. Anyway. It's like, joke's on you. No, actually.
Joke's on you. No. Let's see. This one.
Oh, now
I'm
you
gonna
adjust the cloud. Yeah.
Here, yes. The I don't want you screaming it. I just want you saying it. You're just gonna be saying it. Spare no expense. Spare no expense. See, now the trick with comics, and animation knows this, there's a little space around the bubbles here. You want to have an even amount of space around the bubbles, but a little bit more casual for memes.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, but let's see.
Yeah, we're not going to print just yet.
We might. Let's see here.
Wouldn't this be a funny piece of, like how some comics in the modern day, like especially indie comics, they have like little extra art pieces they send with it as an extra. Don't tell anyone. Just put this one in just
Hold
put
on.
this as an AC. Your comic comes out. Send a art print.
Oh my goodness! This is gonna be a page. Yeah, this is gonna be a page.
Oh,
I think.
Christ Almighty!
Oh my goodness, dude! What have you done, animation? This is why you fit right in. I think.
Also, Maji, thanks for coming on and talking about your book. And I know it's hard talking about something you've done. I know it's hard. I'm
kind of afraid I talked too much about it, but at the same time, I don't know if I talked enough. It's a hard balance, that's for sure.
I think you did a good job.
Hi, Maji.
Hi. But hopefully, I appreciate you guys letting me come on and talk about it. Hopefully, it intrigues somebody. But
absolutely,
if not, we gave it a shot.
I can also record. Maybe I can do it Thursday or Friday night. I can record the dialogue you sent me, and I think I was getting close to what I would do on my own.
I think Jared actually made a tune for it. I asked him to, but I haven't heard anything about it. I need to ask him if he did or not.
Yeah, bully him.
No, I'm not going to bully him. He's got a full schedule as it is. But was that too long of a read? Should it be less than that? I was just trying to give you a good idea of the Minotaur culture, and I got milking farm bullshit.
You can always cut some of it if you need to in the beginning or the end. or I can't even. It's a good amount. It depends on how long it is, and my reading pace. I was trying to read it kind of slower too.
I think it's
Yeah,
enough
I was-
to edit around.
Yeah.
I was
Um,
afraid it might have been a little too long, but
No,
Really
I
quick,
like it.
Kahuna.
It was good.
Kahuna, what did you say about breeding? They could breed.
All of our species are female.
Yeah, like
they can't breed. All of our species are female.
Yeah, what was the line from the movie?
How'd you know? You go around checking their skirts?
yeah, lifting the dino's skirts or something like that.
We engineer them that way.
Here, I'm gonna just look it up very quickly. The line from the movie. He says something about, well, they're all female or something. Like there's like a back and forth.
You're so
Line.
preoccupied by whether or not you could, you didn't stop to think whether or not you should.
You should-
Right.
Yeah, that's like the best line right there. That explains the whole movie.
Actually, that would explain this entire art piece. Truth be told.
But,
you
do you
stood
guys
on
have
the
any-
shoulders of giants. You slapped it on a lunchbox, and now you're selling. You're selling.
The grandpa says
you
all
It's
could-
one of
the.
the best lines. I
AC,
swear.
you could always just do the one line. Well, because all the animals in Jurassic Park are
That's what I'm.
female.
That's what I'm doing.
You've
Yeah.
engineered them that way. You
You
could always
found it.
just well, because all of the Kahunas in Jurassic Park are
Yes. Yes. Well, because
Well, the dinos are dickless, you see.
in all the Kahunas in Iron Park are male.
We engineered them that way.
We
I'm scared.
It's the flea circus.
This is gonna be so good. This is the part of like creating. Let's go down one, the right size. Let's see how.
Well, no, this
looks.
is really good. See, I don't know how to do any of this nonsense.
Let's double this, and then let's.
I'm glad y'all like it.
Dude,
It's
we
so
love
funny.
it.
It's so funny, dude.
I
I was
know.
like, I wonder if it's gonna be AC. It was like I saw the glass and like it's AC.
It needed to be. It was there anybody else it could have possibly been? I doubt. It had to be me. It had to be.
I mean, this is basically us at Royce's anyway. So,
Right.
Not
Let's see.
wrong. I was there.
Maji, I was there. You sound like
I was
Peter
there
Pan,
when
the
the
guy.
scrolls were written. Which
I
think
was
do.
there when Kahuna became shirtless for the first time, and it felt normal.
I showed him my beaver, and it was just a magical time.
That was an accident.
That was an act.
I
Yeah.
accidentally showed him my beaver.
Many such cases. Many such cases.
I do have a plush beaver on my bed, so I didn't think anything of it.
I thought nothing of the beaver at the time.
The beaver was
Honest.
not on our minds, but it was
It's a
always in our
marshmallow,
hearts.
so it's actually really soft.
Soft beaver. Nice.
Still my favorite moment from a live stream. Maybe ever. It was pretty good.
It was great hanging with you, Maji. A lot of fun.
Thank you for your expertise, AO. They bring me an immense amount of joy. I can't tell you.
I don't know. This brings horror on so many levels. You do realize your boys will eventually see this, right?
Oh, I'm excited for them too. I'm going to show everybody. This is funny.
All
When
the
they're old
Kahunas-
enough and they ask questions,
Yeah.
just sit them down and be like, "Look, sometimes boys
Sometimes
I
men
just
have to do
need
things.
art made of
Yeah.
himself in
We
the
gotta do dot,
means of a
dot.
meme." Okay.
We gotta do ... Sorry, I'm talking to myself over here.
Oh no, you're good.
I'm making it. I'm just creating. Sorry. Well,
It's okay. We're not listening.
You never listen. Or it's like Dumb and Dumber. It's like, yeah, she broke up with me. Well, why'd you break up? Well, she said something about me not paying attention. I'm not really sure though. I wasn't listening.
I'm real
wasn't
sorry. My friend's a little slow. The town is that way.
Oh, dude, I grew up watching all of those early Jim Carrey films. They were like a third parent for me growing up. Explains
My
a lot.
favorite was
Actually.
Liar, Liar.
Liar Liar is a really funny movie.
The
It's
pen is blue.
I'm pretty silly with my work, so I like.
What are you
put on
doing?
an act.
I'm kicking my own ass.
Kicking my ass. Do you mind?
he has gingivitis. Just like going down the line. Ugh.
It
How's it
was
hanging?
me.
How's it hanging, Carl? Short, shriveled, and always to the left. It's like, ooh. All right, boys.
Smite
ladies.
me, almighty smiter!
Or like when
I'm
Larry
not one
Ellis,
for blasphemy,
Larry Ellis
but
tries to
that
do-
one made me laugh.
Oh yeah, Larry Ellis, the claw. I'm like, I hate it, hate it.
Is there anything else you want to tell me? I have unpaid parking tickets. Pulls them out.
Pulls them out. And there was like 100 of them in there. They were so bad. I'm like, also that
Was it
that
good
shows
for
the
you?
age of this movie.
I've
They
had
would
better.
track that now.
I'm just looking at this. Okay. Well done tonight, gang. Maji, thank you for coming on. I can't wait.
Ladies,
the
gentlemen, AO,
Beavers.
beavers alike, fuzzy and soft or rough and hard, either way.
Oh, jeez.
We've been on
Maybe
this
it's-
live stream too
Maybe
long.
it's a good thing Otter's servant is a platypus and not a beaver.
Yeah,
That's
can
That
you
was a
imagine?
very real fight.
Oh man.
I
Also, a
kept
platypus
changing
is
it
more
back and
menacing.
forth.
A platypus is more menacing. They got poison claws. It's a whole
Oh
thing.
yeah, it became very helpful writing the final battle.
All right, guys. I'm ready
Let's
to
do it.
pack us up if you guys are. All right.
Yeah, let's wrap her.
I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Iron Seas for where we talk about things like Jurassic Park, authors' upcoming projects such as books, comics, music, and more. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 6:30 PST, where we'll be discussing Firefly, one of the best canceled TV shows of all time. I'll see you then.
Oh, bye.
you